On the other side, though, we see Kill really low out of this. Oh, and Misha down.
Misha down, yeah, he's Vapor form right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But Kuba's so very low, but the Tempest actually finds the support there. Misha and Kill both dead. This is a big opportunity for the red team to make something happen here. Maya still on the hunt onto Kuba. The Tempest needs to get that support to make this work. I think we see that now in red team.
Almost dead.
Oh, if Oki dies here, this could get really scary, actually. The bear stance has been used, but there's no strength of the pack for a while. 5k health, 2k health. Is it going to be enough to survive the evasion going through? Griffin stance up. Is it going to be enough? Griffin stance is there. Strength of the pack is coming
Maya's
through.
there as well.
The Spectre support is incredible. Incredible survival there from Oki. Full resustain.
God.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much. Just about to watch the Tournament of Legends, actually. EU server.
Wow. Exciting.
It's actually just started. It's running. We got the teams. They're actually in. How many teams we got? It's like
Really
over 32. So we've got ourselves a 6th round. Oh yeah, what's up?
Oh no, I was just saying
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what whenever I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
I have to audibly make noise,
Yep.
and usually that noise is me saying or
Yep.
because if I don't, my head hurts.
That's fair enough. We've got a lot of teams though. Got Draza in there as well. So we have 55. Looks like Cole Summers is playing as well. Very exciting in the mix.
I love Cole Summers.
The other teams are a bit hard to identify because well, I'm just saying there's like a variety of account names that might materialize. We do have, I think, Demolish's team is playing. Let's see what the Demolish roster is. I'm just gonna, I'm leaping into the games, seeing who's playing. Yeah, so we have Demolish's team. It's going to be Demolish, Epi, Dra, Notamel, and Yui playing in here as well.
Oh, that's a good team.
It is a good team, yeah. Yeah, the team's been
That's
going for a while.
Team.
Yeah, I mean, if Demolish would stop playing Hollow, they might be able to actually win games. But until that happens, yeah.
I don't.
But he refuses. He will only play it, right? For 55, this is the roster. It is going to be Draza, Kill, Oki, Maya, and Misha. So it's not full 55, actually. It's kind of a hybrid roster. Variety of different players in there. So we have the Master Disaster, Misha, Draza, Kill, French player, obviously, Oki and Maya on the Spectre. Let's see what other teams that are cooking. I think Team Snowfall is also playing. Let's see what's going on with that team. So we actually have, oh yeah, okay, oh, this is an interesting team actually. So we have Alex Shaman, okay, aka Denchi, I believe, Kranel, Sakaya, and Kuba.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good team.
Yeah, it's.
Apparently Boyce's internet cut out, so he
what the fuck?
Get in, so they replaced Boyce with Kill last second.
Oh shit!
Because I thought Hypnos was going to be playing with Kill, so I asked him what was going on.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay,
very unlucky.
Yeah, that is definitely unusual stuff. But it can happen. Like Boyce, should buy better internet. I have to tell you, like that's clearly not making it happen, right? Like you need to not disconnect. And like, how can you got to be in it to win it, right? And that means you have to actually enter the tournament to win. And if you DC, it's not possible.
Yeah, this is all true.
Okay, right. Let's see what Cole's playing with actually. What is the Cole Summers team?
Eternity, Hypnos, Fefe, and Kati Uwusha.
Actually, looks like a fairly powerful roster here. Actually, Cole playing support Guardian, not Ranger. That's crazy, no? Like not on the Ranger this time around. Has defected to Guardian. Of course, we have the Hollow Smith. I mean, look, Hollow is popular. Like I think that's actually a real testament to the class design of Hollow. Is that even though it's not really amazing, people play it anyway. They're like, I want to play Hollow, and they play it. They will not play anything else. Will Bender too. Of course, Hypnos on the Harbinger, of course, and Feifei also playing in the raid draft tournament, by the way, if you can believe it. There's a raid draft tournament going on. Feifei on one of the teams.
That's exciting.
Now playing Spectre here as well. Thief gameplay, Thief content. Let's see if Mirage is going to see. I haven't seen any Mirages just yet, actually. We'll have to see if that is still seeing play, because it did get a pretty substantial nerf in the last patch alongside Scourge. Can you imagine if Scourge was still good in this monthly? Like, imagine that. If it after the patch it got, imagine if it was still played.
That'd be great.
Oh yeah, you'd want that. You'd actually, as an ArenaNet dev, you would actively want Scourge to be meta in PvP.
Yeah. 5 Scourge teams. That's my preference.
Yeah. So the 5 Catalyst thing was just like the wrong class, right? It was the right idea, but the wrong execution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Less signets, more shades. That's what I always say.
Okay. I think we've got a couple of other teams actually that we want to have a look at. We've got Team Krog. Yeah. Let's see what's going on over here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I don't recognize these characters. What? I click on report on this guy, doesn't even show the account name. That's fucking great. Okay, beautiful.
Ooh.
No idea who these players are. Wait. I think my game's actually just a little bit broken. It's not loading the character names here, but I think this is Zealoth's team. In fact, it definitely is. But yeah, Mamaya's in here as well. Cough Syrup, also on an additional Holosmith in the mix. And then a Mirage is being played here.
That's right. Riken's on the Mirage.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So a powerful team, a powerful roster. Okay, incredible stuff.
Contestable. That's a good
contestable. Name. Yeah. I believe actually a little bit of banter there. Actually, I believe a fairly well-known player has the character name Incontestable, and this character was created in response to that as Contestable.
Ooh, that's cheeky. I like that.
Actually, some BM going on here as well. Jumping. I have no idea who this player is, but a little bit of toxicity going on here. The first round in a 206-5 game. Love to see that.
I mean, you gotta let him know. You just gotta let him know. Clearly.
Yep. Let him know who's boss in this situation. Yeah. Let's see.
Who's boss of this gym?
Indeed. I think there is one other team, and I think there's another French team here. It's Team Lisa. Yeah, and this is with Glint, who is definitely not Az's, by the way. Band player, perma-band player, account nuked player.
Okay.
But yeah, Glint is in the mix alongside Goku, Lisa, and then I believe this is a full French team.
God?
Yeah. Wait, Sausage's God is in this game?
That's the Hollow.
Ah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's interesting character. Sausage's God, new player actually, by the way. Fresh on the scene. Yeah, brand new.
It's really nice of Goku and Glint, who's definitely not Azur's, and Lisa to be playing with brand new players. Yeah. I really love this. And the PvP community is so wholesome and welcoming. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, they're actually up against a pretty decent team, but obviously red team also highly powerful. Yes, Cycronia's team playing here on the blue team. Kind of one of the regulars actually. In the tournaments, actually, like kind of one of those teams that has just started getting going. Like getting some monthly performances in, grinding the ladder, grinding the AT performances as well. Having a bit of a tough time here, but that's not entirely unexpected, as we have some of the most veteran French PvP players. And do you know that French players in PvP, they're actually like runes. If you didn't know this, so if you have like all 5, it's like you get a bonus. Yeah. So
what's the bonus?
Well, they're just more powerful. They get like more stats or something. Because I think one of the issues is the French have been struggling a little bit, right? Sometimes in the ATs, but that's because they've had like non-French on the team, right? So they haven't been.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you just go for like six runes, or you have 5 runes and there's like one random one. It just doesn't work, right? You lose the power, and that's kind of been their mistake.
You know what? You can say whatever you want. I love that Goku just keeps playing Warrior no matter what.
Yeah. Core Warrior.
So sick.
Wait, this is an interesting build coming through from Goku as well, actually. He is playing Core Warrior, Vigorous Shout as well. Now, this is this is a build, actually, that is a little bit favored by the French, by the way. This is like, this is not entirely a meme, right? This build did see a little bit of play, actually, and it's surprisingly difficult to deal with because of the interaction it has with Might Makes Right. Basically, it generates a massive amount of endurance because, of course, To the Limit gives you both of your dodges back now. Whenever you apply Might, you're going to get a bunch of those dodges back. And, of course, there's a bunch of Might generation, kind of smattered throughout the build that allows it to do a surprising amount of damage and kind of grind down, attrition down opponents, but also be really slippery. Like, when you think of a warrior, you don't think of this, character like a thief, like leaping around and spamming dodges. But when you see this, you will learn otherwise, right? You can actually be very, very slippery and evasive on this build and be very, very durable. So this might actually end up seeing play later on. Of course, Goku can play basically any variant of warrior. But it's not impossible that we do see this core warrior build actually get played in more serious matches, because it has actually been something that the French have even played 2 of in a single game. I seem to recall they played it into 55. I think it went really badly and they got completely destroyed, but they did play the double warrior, I think. So there is that.
Yeah. Also, you were saying that Hollow is not very good, but I've seen a Hollow in pretty much every game.
I doubt. Look,
every team. Like,
I mean, maybe Hollow is God comp now. Maybe it is. I know. Like,
why were you thinking it wasn't strong?
Well, because and it might be because like some classes have been nerfed this time around. Like the Scourge and Mirage Nets might have changed the meta a little bit. Like Skellig in chat saying Hollow is good now, and that's definitely possible. But I was thinking it wasn't good because in basically every single AT over the last couple of months, people have tried to play it and tried to make it work, and it's just died and not been effective.
There wasn't a lot of balance in the last monthly and now, right? I can't remember what changes we made on.
Well, not to Hollow, but it's more like other things got nerfed, right? So like Hollow has been. I would say NG has been like being buffed steadily over time, right? It's been getting like better and better and better, like a bit more sustain here, a little bit of damage here and there, right?
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of improvements to the utility skills, like you see the utility goggles. Like I think this skill, I'm pretty sure Trig buffed this skill every patch for the last like year, and utility goggles. He just made it better and better, like over and over and over again. So that's kind of where we're at with that one. And of course, it always has good damage, right? Like even utilizing, it's an interesting build, of course, because like, you might not expect the short bow to pop up here, but it absolutely does. So doing a surprising amount of damage and having a little bit of utility on it as well. And you can use the Hollow Forge as a bit of a filler to make sure that you can cover any of the downtime that you have with the short bow. So it is a powerful build, and well, it's now very much seeing play on pretty much every team. So there you have it. Hollow is God comp now.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big problem with utility goggles was more the tool belt skill than anything else for most players. Because, like, utility goggles was never that bad of a skill. I think just detection pulse was never really useful.
Yeah, and now you have the flashbang being added onto it, of course, because, like, there were a bunch of, like, pretty major reworks to a lot of the NG tool belt skills and some of the kits as well in one of the previous patches, right? Like, stuff with loads of stuff got changed around on flamethrower, on bomb kit as well. Something's got kind of moved from different skills, right? Like, moved around, right? All that kind of good stuff. And yeah, flashbang now in existence here, providing some serious value on the Hollow builds. But yeah, it's busted.
Yeah, and soon you're just not going to have tool belt skills.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need it because you're going to be a slime.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Time to slime.
Time to slime. You ooze, you lose. Or, well, actually, it's going to be if you don't ooze, you lose, right? Like, you have to ooze.
Yeah.
If you don't ooze, it's game over, right?
All right. Well, we've seen all the teams. We've seen all the faces. You know, this is exciting.
Yep.
Any early predictions, Teapot?
Well, I mean...
do you remember who won last TOL?
I think it was Frenchies.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that obviously the favorite is going to be 55, right? Overall, like that is what would be the overall favorite, but they aren't full roster because obviously that I mean, look, and you know what they say. I'm sure you've heard people say this, right? No boys, no win. People have said that.
No Abindo, no win. Yeah.
Well, no Abindo, no win. No boys, no win. There's a lot of There, I guess they're also like a kind of a set bonus. Like you need to collect all of the pieces of Exodia in 55, otherwise the team just doesn't function properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, need to make that happen, I guess. But you on to the next round. That was actually a very quick first round. Like, man, that was pretty crazy. Well, I would say an interesting game here is going to be Team Snowfall versus... I feel like Demolish's team needs a name. Like, they don't have a team name, right? Look, that Snowfall's team name is Snowfall So Goated I Wanna Abuse. I don't even know what that means. It's like some... It's like
I think Snowfall is so good. They want. Oh no, I was gonna say they want to like cheat or something. I guess abuse like strong classes to beat Snowfall, but Snowfall doesn't need to abuse strong classes because they're so good.
Exactly. There's no reason for them to do that.
Who is Snowfall?
I have no idea. It's just one of these weird memes. Like a while ago, they were talking about jet skis. Like everything was about jet skis. But now it's Snowfall.
I think I remember that. Yeah. I think isn't that because Draza like has a jet ski or something?
Wait, does he actually have a jet ski?
I don't know. Maybe I made that up. Maybe that's like my head lore about Draza. I could be wrong.
So yeah, I think
Does
this is yeah, we can get some information on this, but yeah, I think that's basically all the teams. I think there might be a couple of other teams that we've kind of missed. I think there's a fair few characters that I'm noticing here that might be have a look at. But I think the next game is going to be this one, yeah, Demolish versus Snowfall. That's going to be interesting actually, especially now that Demolish is going to be able to reach his full power level. Now that he, you know, look, it's kind of like a stop clock is right. Sometimes, like he picked the holo, he plays it every single month. Eventually, it has to be good, right? And now his time has come. Yeah. His time has finally
Whether
come.
it takes a month or 3 years. You know,
and the best part is that next month it's dog shit because Amalgam's going to take over and just replace it entirely, and he has to play Amalgam now.
Well,
all his hard work.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's true, but there'll be
there's a monthly before the release, though, isn't there?
Yeah,
one more
sure.
month?
Yeah, I think there should be. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets one more month.
One more month.
The last month of Holosmith.
The
last Holosmith tournament. Yeah. Anyways, I don't really care about Teal. I really just want to talk about Lenny's World.
Oh, really? I think that's a new YouTube channel you found, right?
Well, I found it just now because you were talking about it, and I really like the videos so far.
Yep.
I've subscribed. It's pretty fun.
I've been tipped off to enter this game here, actually. It's 55 versus Skyox.
Okay. The Snowfall Demolish game did, well, it's got a minute to start, but they're in.
Yep.
I will jump into your game.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at this one. I actually have no idea how any of these people are on the blue team. I think they're basically randoms. Like they just wanted to see, I think the Twitch chat just wanted to see 55.
Yeah.
They're number one fans. Number one Draza fans, actually. Like by far. Yeah.
I hear he's got a jet ski.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, if he's got a jet ski.
Wait, they're playing 3 holos?
Yeah, I mean, look, Holo's God. Look, Holo is God. I don't have to tell you. It's Biss.
Damn.
3 Holosmiths. Well, I mean, look, why complicate it, Roy? Like, why complicate your comp?
I mean, I like Holo, don't get me wrong. I think Holo's sick, although I'd rather see Rifle Holo. Can we buff jump shot?
Ooh, yeah. I think Holo is one of those builds, though, that it's one of those builds that you can kind of stack a little bit because, especially in its current state, I feel like it multi-rolls pretty well. It's pretty fast. It can handle itself in 1v1s. It can do well in team fights, and it can roam around a little bit. So it's you know, I wouldn't exactly compare it to Renegade, because that's, of course, what Renegade did, right? Like, Renegade was amazing at basically doing literally everything in the game all at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's kind of in that direction as well. It's like very versatile spec. Also, I've gone to the Snowfall game.
Yeah.
Snowfall game.
Just starting now.
And there's a lot of holos. It is double holo on both teams. Holo's time has come in this AT, apparently. So
yeah, I mean, it might just end up being the team with the most holos wins. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like Yui, blue team support, getting focused down really hard here by red team at the moment. Good job peeling for this player from blue team. Red team getting some pressure now on Sakaya. And they're going to back off. Oh, really? Oh, never mind. That's just Spectre Shroud. Yeah, a lot of pressure onto Sakaya.
Yeah, a lot of damage is going to end up going down. Of course, we do have the revives available. Let's see if it connects. It absolutely does there. From the Tempest, that's going to be a trade onto the Spectre as well. But another player goes down there as Denshi's going to fall over as well. There's no revive left over, so down states on both sides. But the fight is going to go towards blue. And, well, this is a very explosive team fight. If red can get more, or if blue can pick up more kills, they can very quickly snowball off this. If how these games are going to go is going to be like this, then these games could get very, very bloody very quickly. Because that was actually a full-out 5v5, if I'm not mistaken, at the start of this match. So full-on team fight meta seems to be the case right now. But red team, not really losing too much out of that, to be honest. Like, despite, you know, having not the easiest time of it, didn't lose too much.
I think the problem was that there were none of the points were capped, really.
Yeah.
And so blue team, they get a couple of kills, but they got them pretty quick too, so it's not like they were like staggering the kills even. Yeah, they just couldn't lock down the players. They're gonna win this team fight. They should win this team fight, just because the blue team Tempest was so pressured out of that fight. But I think the rotation's coming in from red team actually, and blue team just having trouble finishing those kills. Yeah, they didn't get anything for the map really for this, which is unfortunate because of the game was just kind of in a state where they're not gonna get a lot of value. But still, strong showing from the blue team so far. Doing a really good job peeling for that Tempest. Red team put a lot of resources into it. They couldn't get the kill. Now we see, once again, Holosmith, Sakaya maybe overextending a little bit because he's being the target again by blue team. They're training him down. Huge CC on the blue team, though, coming out from one of the other Holosmiths, and a lot of pressure back onto them. They're trading pressure here. Both Holosmiths pretty low, getting heals up. Blue team doing a really good job staying together here. Neither team finding a complete opening, though, although Kuba, the Untamed, a little bit low as well. Need to be careful. But so far, red team just sustaining through this. They're not finding any kills, but they're not losing, and they have side nodes. So a stalemate is perfectly fine for them to win this game.
Yeah, and the 1v1 on the other side of the map, I think, is not ideal for blue either, because it's the Willbender. Well, it's Willbender into Willbender, actually. I thought it was a Willbender into a Hollow, but actually it's a complete mirror. But seems to be fairly stable, kind of holding there for red. And yeah, blue kind of having to defuse that. However, going for the beast, maybe not the play here, as Demolish able to sneak onto the point and actually get the deke out there. Red team not seeing the engineer. He was too skinny. He was like almost invisible, essentially. Beast gets picked up for red, but a little bit annoying to have that deke out. They're going to have to now deal with Demolish.
And they get the other side as well.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, with the Thief moving in to actually bully away the Willbender. So a little bit of a mishap there for red, unfortunately for them. But they're going to be converging here on middle to start up that team fight again. And well, the team fights have been pretty interesting so far, I want to say, because
you're gonna die.
Both teams are pretty, you know, kind of respecting each other there quite a bit, like not going too aggressive. Like they've seen how hard it is to survive if you get punished for that overextend. Oh, Untamed not feeling confident to push him, but Demolished so unbelievably low. Is he going to get picked off here? The support from the Tempest is big. Is there a glyph? There is a glyph. It initially got interrupted. Will it go off though? It will.
Yeah, really, really good job from Yui. Great heads-up play from him to rotate into a point where to get Demolished. Why? Demolish turning the damage around on Sakaya. 1 versus 3. That's going to burn the glyph from red team. That's actually really good. It actually might be worth Demolish dying, just because the next team fight they're going to... Well, I would say huge advantage. Yui, obviously, as well, losing the glyph earlier, but it's going to be slightly in their favor. That being said, yeah, maybe not worth. They have the points right now. They're rotating into side nodes. Looks like they're trying to hold side nodes. Epi, though, getting plus, might actually get a kill 1v2.
Was going
to burn
for
the RF here.
Might be able to disengage. The mobility of the Willbender is pretty good. Gets the heal.
Oh, yeah, gets the heal off.
There's a lot of red players,
team rotating in for mid. Yeah, there's no way. They also got a kill on a draw, who, I don't know, is just maybe in a bad position. Not sure how he got picked up there. Good decap on the mid, though. Nice heads-up play from Nautomel in there. Doing a decent amount of work on this on the Spectre, even outside of the team fights. I like to see that, utilizing the mobility from the Thief, even though, you know, you might expect the Spectre to be in a lot of these team fights. But yeah, blue team just trailing a little bit.
Yeah, trailing a little bit for now, and they just had that fight on middle just really did not go their way whatsoever. Beast being sniped down by the Willbender at the same time. Blue not really able to prevent that too much, and yeah, I don't think Red's really feeling the heat that much here on middle either. To be honest, right? Like, they're just pumping away. Nautomel maybe getting picked off here as well. Actually, so unbelievably on the Spectre. Oh, is going to fall over. And that's a lot of map pressure being taken away. A bit of a stagger, too, because, of course, we have the respawn from Epi coming through. But just as Nautomel dies. So I think blue, I think they're going to have to take the foot off the gas a little bit, recover a bit, and then get back into this game. Because, they just had a couple of pretty unfortunate fights there. If they lose anyone else now, this game could be slipping out of their grasp.
Yeah, I really want to see blue team. You know, I think, again, I like that they were using the Thief to kind of, you know, rotate around the map and stuff. But, I mean, the mobility from the Untamed, the Hollows, and the Willbender is pretty significant as well. I don't think the Thief's really going to be able to outmatch them that much. Yui getting picked up here, very unfortunate. Probably isn't going to get rezzed, but we'll see if Nautomel can do anything about it. Kuba, following up on that, should be able to get the kill, unless he can hold him long enough for Demolish to get here. Although Nautomel taking so much damage. We see another Holosmith coming in here as well.
A lot of
to rotate in, might be able to pick up draw. But
maybe
yeah, it is going to be
here.
Potentially a 4 versus 4.
Oh no, Kuba gets the second kill! Oh
it's
no!
Disaster for blue team. Yui just baiting his team into death.
Yeah, that is brutal.
They have to leave this.
They've got to get out now.
They have 2 players down. They're all so split, though.
And Demolish
Draw might be able to find a kill onto Shaman, though. He needs to cleave this out super fast.
Yeah, because otherwise the rally might come through, right? From Nautomel. I'm not sure what the
rally might come through.
The
glyph is coming through as well. Oh, but he doesn't get it in time. Unfortunately, no one from blue team was able to rally it, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a nice consolation prize, but it's not really going to matter.
Seeing as, yeah, they're all getting locked down now as well. Drive, of course, is completely backed into a corner. Kuba comes in for the kill. Even after killing that Holosmith, it's not going to be enough, as the entire blue team pretty much got taken out there. That was just... Yeah, that downstate revive there was just a complete catastrophe. Blue team, they're playing it smart, though. They are just going to wait for a regroup here. Waiting for draw. then they're going to go out for a big push.
They have to.
They can still recover in this game, but it has to be basically flawless from here on out. They need to get a big, decisive win now, or their disadvantage is going to be insurmountable.
What I was saying earlier, or what I was gonna say earlier, is I would like to see Blue Team try to force team fights again. I think, you know, I like the idea they have with the Spectre to try and, you know, plus and rotate around, but they won the first team fight. I think they had a really solid showing in the second team fight that didn't end up with any kills. And after that, we haven't really seen a full proper 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 by them where they didn't start off at a deficit, or they weren't, you know, sort of out rotated or split up from each other. So I'd like to see them try to do that. We'll see if it happens, though. We are going to see the other side of the map. Plus from Epi, who's doing a nice job holding that 1v2 for a little bit, long enough for Demolish to come over. But the 2v2 has now come turning on to Demolish, who's about to go down. We are going to see maybe Shaman dying. Could be a bit of a rally war here, but I don't think it's going to happen. Blue team going to lose out on that side. And the other side, though, Henge being fought over 3v3 right now as well. And Red team just ticking away on middle node. So pretty favorable map state now for Red team.
Yeah, they've got themselves a 200-point advantage. There's a rally war here, but I think Cranel should be able to finish that off without too much of an issue, which will end up rallying. Oh, no, it won't actually. Too long since hitting that player, but that revive is still going to be doable. Dra on the other side of the map has been able to eliminate the Tempest alongside Notamelon, so bit of a win here from the blue team, but Kuba has not been eliminated just yet, so we'll still be able to menace this point, denying some of the rotations from the blue team at the same time. Cranel picking up this node. Middle also under siege here from a double Holosmith onto the Willbender. Blue team running in should be able to reinforce this in time before things get out of control. Another beast being picked up. We playing PvE in this map apparently, as I think this is going to be the third beast, no, the fourth beast for red team is about to be secured. Wow, a lot of points coming through. 100 points, yeah. From those beasts, just finding those opportunities. A lot of burst damage, of course, able to deal with that objective in double quick time. Do you get the decap though?
Yeah, really good decap from from Demolish, excuse me. I guess, you know, that's kind of be expected when you go for Beast. But yeah, I mean, you said this earlier, blue team basically have to play flawlessly from here on out. They have to hold 2 nodes into decap, or, I mean, potentially try to triple node. And it's going to be very difficult for them to do that. You know, we'll see if they can do anything here on the side node of mine, but Demolish already taking a ton of pressure, and he goes into downstate. Yui's not there, so I don't know if this res is going to be possible. Notamelon might be able to get it, but we saw what happened the last time he overcommitted to a hard res, and it happens again. That's the Spectre dead. That's going to be the node control. I think that's probably game. They went off of 1 node very easily here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult to recover. We do have Sakaya in the downside over there. Dra was able to pick up that kill. But of course, with 2 important players dead on blue, it will be hard to recover from this stage. 1 node has now been secured. Red team surging towards middle. I mean, there's certainly not a complete absence of hope. I think the kill picked up on Sakaya does give blue a little glimmer of opportunity to make this work. Demolish immediately pushing over the decap. And I think he's going to maybe slip by. No, Cranel is actually waiting for it, was waiting for that respawn, is able to intercept. So Demolish has a lot of work to do here, but it's going to have to be a 1v2 scenario. Red team know that they don't have to make any kind of big play. Oh, but hold on, we actually have a team fight maybe being won by blue in middle as well.
Yeah, pretty massive overextension from Dra, but the peel from Epi was actually unreal, and red team just chasing so hard on that. They overextend, they lose a player. Can they save Demolish? The signet, the glyph should be there, but he's going to be bled out, I think, and unfortunately, they're not going to make that. You did have glyph, but I guess maybe he was just out of range or got interrupted. They are going to find a follow-up kill after that, though. If they can finish this kill before we see the Holosmith that was killed earlier come back in, although he's not even going to go back to the fight. He's just going to go to the other side of the map, which I think is a really smart play. He knows he has time to decap or full cap if he wants to. It's going to bring players away from blue team. They do have a respawn of their own, though, so he could match that. See if it happens. Demolish, though, taking a little bit of early pressure. But Cranel on the other side getting killed as well. Yeah,
blue is in a very good position right now. They just had a massive surge from middle, picking up kill after kill after kill, eliminating pretty much the entirety of the red team. And now they find themselves in a very good spot. Like, going for Beast here again, I'm not sure I like that, though. This is so risky.
They will
if
win.
Blue team steals this.
2 points down?
Oh, no, red team gets it. Red team gets it. And that's going to be the end of that, I'm afraid.
They only need 1 kill.
Yeah, they need a kill. And it is going to be Demolish. Demolish fighting for his life. Just a couple of thousand health, but that is going to be it, and that is going to be the game.
Ugh. Man, I gotta say, though, Epi's peel at the end of that fight was actually unreal. He did such a good job. I actually think Epi was playing pretty well that game. Just a couple of misplays, I think, from blue team there. Again, I really wish we had seen them force team fights more. I think they had a really solid showing in it, but either way, pretty good game. It'll be interesting to see how those 2 teams shake up through the rest of Swiss.
Yeah, that's the value of Swiss, right? They're not out, right? They are still in the tournament. Of course, We have one last game, actually. You know, another classic Guild Wars 2 player. We actually have Arch Reaper of Gods, a.k.a. Phoenix, a.k.a. Fake Torben, a man of many names. Here playing the Reaper. Just this game ends here on this round.
He's playing with 50 Cent and Drake and Eminem and King Von.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a real all-star PvP team.
Where's Dr. Dre?
Okay, and that's the end of that round. Let's see if we have any notable matches that are going to be coming up. Let's see. What have we got? Cole versus
By the way,
French. Oh, yeah?
I heard from a couple people. I'm a little quiet. I don't know if you boost me up. I can try to boost myself a little bit more.
I boosted you up quite a bit, but if you're still quiet, I can do it again. I can do it again, yeah. But right now you are, I'd say, a decent volume. But we'll see what. If you're too quiet, then tell me, Chad, and I will adjust it. Also, shout out to Fandral for the Giga Omega raid. We love to see that here for the Tournament of Legends. It's fantastic stuff. Okay, well, hold on. Oh, Draza versus Frenchies might be pretty interesting, and that'll be worth having a look at.
Definitely.
Yeah, that game is what I'm looking at. And
French A, French B, French C.
I have no. Honestly, at this point, I have no idea. It's like too complicated. Like
just French.
It's just French. Yeah, it's all like one amorphous blob at this stage.
That makes sense.
And yeah, Cole team versus Lisa team. Also, I think pretty interesting match.
Be good,
yeah, we have that going up here as well. Okay. Yeah, this is a powerful roster. 100% generic Cole, as opposed to unique Cole, I guess. Right, like it's Guardian player, Guardian main, obviously. Never played Ranger, ever.
True.
Core Guard.
True.
If only you played Shattered Aegis in PvP, that would be hype, actually.
That would be hype.
Boyce's internet has apparently recovered now. But unfortunately, that is too late. Imagine if you could sub people in mid-tournament. Imagine if you could do that. Like, imagine how brutal that'd be. You imagine you play on a team, right? You get to finals, and then your team replaces you, puts you on the bench. Like, the finals.
That'd be kind of messed up. Has that ever happened in any of, like, the community tournaments that actually have subs? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. Like, I mean, Dra was a big mercenary, right? Like, he was always the mercenary. Like, he played for 55, he played for USA as well, I believe, as a sub. Yeah. But I'm not sure if he was ever kind of brought in, like, specifically for the finals.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
I imagine if you had a player like that, you would just play them through all the games. But anyways, here we go. Hypnos being supported here by Fefe, and also I believe that is Eternity or Zealot. On the Holosmith. They're going to be collapsing onto... Oh, wow. Huge damage onto Skiddo. My goodness. Too fast for me. And that's going to be a kill already picked up here for Red Team. Blue Team do get middle node, but sides so far being fought over by Red pretty hard. That's going to be Cole and Katyawushu. In the 2v2 against Glint there. Yep,
Glint. And of course, Goku is on this warrior build. And you can see it's kind of pumping, right? It's actually blasting away here. They're actually... winning this 2v2, right? Like, pretty effectively, I would say. Of course, the Renegade and the Warrior, but very tanky, kind of brawlery builds. Fighting that kill into the Willbender. Revive coming through from Generic Cole. That's going to burn the Signet. It's now going to be a 3v2, but I'll tell you what, I actually feel pretty confident in Blue Team's ability to kind of hold on, actually, in this outnumbered scenario. Cooldowns are obviously going to be looking a little bit dry, but I think it's actually playable for Blue Team.
Be able to hold. I mean, there's just so much healing coming out from this core warrior, even not on a support build, and the Renegade is already pretty tanky. The other thing that I think is actually super interesting about that 2v2 is that I almost think there's already an inherent disadvantage for the two Guardians, because both of them at some point are probably going to use Renewed Focus, and that provides, you can't stand on node for that, or you can't contribute to nodes for that, which is just a huge advantage for the Blue Team players. They don't have to worry about that, and it's going to almost always cede the node over to the opposite team. So I think that's an inherent disadvantage. Either way, though, it works out pretty well for them. The other side of the map as well, 2 kills being picked up there for Blue Team. So that might be a full map swing here for Blue.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And yeah, Blue just having some very good matchups here and just winning every fight pretty consistently, to be completely honest with you. Just wins after wins after wins. The only death there, of course, was on their Virtuoso, but that's now fully recovered up. And Red Team, they're going to have to figure out some kind of plan on how to actually deal with this, because so far it looks like Blue Team, a little bit of a brick wall. Hard to actually find a way to bust through all of the sustainability of the Blue Team here. Goku going to be engaging with the Harbinger real quick, but yeah, the fight's just not going well for Red. The Holosmith getting eliminated, and Blue Team just on the warpath, pushing their opponents back to the spawn, having a triple cap right now, and well, this is looking pretty bad for Red currently. Support guard goes down, and they're going to have to essentially wait for a full recovery. Thief desperately trying to escape away to pull some of the Blue Team out of position, but I think it's looking very rough.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but this Willbender is running a build that's pretty, different from what we normally see. Usually, I feel like we see the Valor build with altruistic healing. And I was going to remark that I'm kind of surprised they didn't send the Support Guardian with Hypnos on the Harbinger, just because I would have expected the Willbender to do a little bit better without that support, and the Harbinger probably needs it a little bit more. But then without that sustain from altruistic healing, maybe that's why they felt they wanted the Willbender there. But either way, yeah, it's just not working for them. We're going to see the Willbender go down again. Cole is here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get that res. Does not have Signet for a couple more seconds. He's trying to hold on to the res, but a lot of pressure from Blue Team onto that. Signet coming up in a second, but it's too late. That's going to be the cleave coming out here, and Red Team, once again, looking as though they've already lost this fight. They're going to have the rotation coming in from Fefe over from mid, trying to make this an even fight, but again, I just think there's already so much pressure onto Red Team. Cole doing what he can for Hypnos, but it's probably not going to be enough. Does have Signet here. Fefe doing a lot of support here, though, onto Hypnos. They're going to be able to get him back up to healthy. So Blue Team might find themselves in finally a negative position for the first time this game in a fight. Not sure it's going to happen, but we might be about to see a 5v5 around this map. Around this node, excuse me.
Yeah, they were able to kind of defuse that slightly unfavorable situation. Oh, the Virtuoso does get picked off, though. No real chance of recovery because there's no revive, right, on the Blue Team. They are playing a support, but it's a support Vindicator, rather interestingly enough, actually, being played by Lisa here. But of course, that does not have access to some kind of revive ability. I think the problem for Red, though, is I'm not sure they can actually kill these three players. Like Renegade, Support Vindy, and Core Warrior. I'm not sure they can actually kill this. They're really going for that. They're going for the Renegade as much as they possibly can. Oh, it's getting very low. Actually, I might have to take that back, but it's not over just yet. Can we hold on here a little bit? Is Blue Team going to hold on? The healing is massive coming through, and they are able to actually survive, all with Goku still standing on the point as well. They are holding this 4v3, and the Virtuoso comes in for the reinforce, and, well, I mean, look, I think that's kind of going to be the game. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the other one. Let's see what was the one I was looking at? It was, I think it was Draza versus French, if I'm not mistaken. Now, where is it? There we go. Oh, it's close too, by the way. It's close.
Okay.
A slight advantage for the Red Team currently. They've got a double cap and, of course, a 10-point advantage. Draza in a little bit of trouble, though, as we load into the game. Let's see how this one goes. Tempest also moving
so far, Red Team going to lose a node, Blue Team going to gain one. A lot of pressure here. Oh, we got a dead Virtuoso on the other side of the map. Actually, that's a really close 2v2. The hand res almost coming through. We're going to see the Spellbreaker doing what he can. No, man, that's going to be over to Red Team now. So back over to the other side. We do see a lot of pressure here on a Blue Team, but they're holding on so far in this 3 versus 3.
I believe this is a forbidden build as well. I believe this is a Bunker Spellbreaker being played on the Blue Team here as well. We have Defiant Stance, Endure Pain, and Balance Stance with Staff being used here. So super, super tanky, very high durability focus. Not sure it's going to live the Holo forever, though. Completely drained of cooldowns. Tries to hold on, but can't quite make it happen. So a lot of kills coming through for Red just as we join this game. Two players now
pretty good for Red so far. Double cap here, kills on both sides of the map. A lot of pressure on both sides of the map. Red Team not able to completely cap Mansion, but Blue Team, there's really no shot for them to hold on to it themselves either. Draza going in pretty aggressively here, kind of at low health, but he's got his team to support him, feeling confident. Heal coming up in a couple of seconds. Maybe he felt a little bit too confident. Big knockback coming out as well. That would prevent a potential glyph. Looks like, that's going to be the kill confirmed onto Draza. So maybe a little bit too overconfident here. Let's see if Blue Team can turn this kill into anything. Going to be kind of hard for them to follow up onto that. A lot of pressure actually coming out from red team back onto the blue team players. But once again, the other Holosmith kill, I think he might have overextended too. Both the Holosmiths from red feeling a little too cocky, but a nice glyph coming out from red team is going to bring that Holosmith back. So they're not going to be able to finish that kill. That is the node secure though for blue team. The fight won as well pretty hard. But red team can retreat to their side of the map. They have double cap. They're feeling pretty confident right now. They're up 100 points. That kill is not the end of the world for them. Picking up Oki is pretty nice, but yeah, not sure if it's going to be enough to swing the map.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is which is one of those things that I always feel like I have to remark on, right? Is that red team knew they were having a bit of a rough fight there, and they didn't just feed their entire team into it. They did a pretty good disengage there away from that fight, defused it effectively, did lose a player, but as you say, not the end of the world because they were able to disengage in a relatively safe way, keep a decent amount of map control, and they're still going to have their advantage. Now they've got all of their players back in a couple of seconds. They need to not lose anyone else, though. Like, if kill goes down, I'm starting to get a little bit scared, actually. This could be a bit of a scary moment, especially if Misha also got caught in the crossfire. A lot of blue players are hit. Is the mobility enough on the hospital to get away? I don't think it's going to be. 5k health, though. Is the support from Misha enough? It's just barely keeping him alive right now. 1k health actually gets away by jumping through the structure there. Still being hunted down. 5% health. That does eventually fall. I think there's no revive available for Misha. No glyph. But that was a pretty good survival there. Really had our blue team going on the hunt there to make that happen. But now the pressure is on red team. They need to not lose another player or at least find some kind of turnaround, or they could be potentially be in a little bit of trouble.
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't collapse onto those low team players from blue team there. They had the numbers advantage even with that kill for a second because there were some blue team players trying to focus on middle node. But instead, red team looked like they're trying to force their position onto the node. It's not going to be enough, though. Blue team able to secure that. So they are going to swing the map back into a double cap. Draza now taking a ton of pressure, but it's actually Maya who goes down on to the node as well. It's going to force blue team to stay there to cleaver out so they don't lose it. But blue team looking pretty good. Find those couple of kills. They are able to swing the map back with it. It was a little bit of a slow approach, but they didn't lose anyone doing so, which is really good. However, Cough Syrup now, a little bit low. He's going to need to make sure he gets the peels out. Oki, though, potentially going to be the one to fall in this 2 versus 2. Misha not able to do enough to sustain him. Rebound coming out, though. Might be okay. Either way, though, blue team's still doing a nice job holding onto this map. Oki's so very low. Next blue team player coming in to rotate as well, and that's going to be the kill confirmed. Does Misha have glyph? He does, and he's going to be able to get it. That's going to be the res confirmed there, and we're going to see kill coming in now to make this a 3v3.
Oh, Mamaya's getting a little greedy there, trying to hold against the Holo for a little bit too long. Actually just dies on the support Tempest. That is really bad, I think, for the blue team, as now that blue healer will not be able to actually support this Renegade, who could really use it right now, getting chained down here. But maybe they can somehow turn this. That would be really remarkable. But I think with Draza coming in, their hopes of doing that are essentially going down the drain. Kovster and Gadesimo going down. Oh, I think that really was not it there from the Tempest on blue team, essentially causing like all of this death and destruction for the blue team as their entire team implodes. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, support's pretty strong. Not having support's kind of rough. Also, I think red team choosing to basically just completely ignore the Spellbreaker on Windmill. Let him have it. He can live over there, no problem. They can just wipe the blue team on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Smart play. They don't want to fight into it unless they have to. Obviously, you know, I think once they get an advantage, they feel like they can go over there, it might be a good play. But as of now, just wiping the blue team, really, really good play. And yeah, like you said, that huge misplay from Amaya's. Hate to see it, but either way, we're going to see blue team coming back into this node now. They're going to try and go for a fight here. They have to win this. It's about 100 points behind again, but they're now in danger territory because 100 points for red team will win them the game. So they got to be able to do this a little bit faster than the last time. We're going to see Kill taking a little bit of pressure early on. So far, Sustain going well for him, though. Red team splitting up pretty far around this. Now looking to put some pressure onto Sorrow. He's going to go very low. Do we see a glyph coming out from Amaya? He has it available, but... Oh, he just barely gets it.
So close.
Oh, that cleave was insane. That was so close, but already so much pressure coming out for blue team. We're still seeing Cough or Sorrow getting a lot of pressure. Amaya is himself going to be very, very low. No more glyph available, and red team looking like they're taking this fight in hand.
Yeah, and this is, I think, putting up the bunker. Right? This is the danger of it. It can be a really annoying tool, but if you ignore it and you know that you don't really need that node, you're okay with allowing your opponent to have it, The game's a 4v5, and that's exactly what happened there, right? Like, red team just sent all of their players over here. They 4v5'd, ignored the bunker. The warrior contributed nothing to this encounter in any way. It really is that simple. So yeah, just smart rotation, smart play there from the red team. You can see that you can see the value of that warrior, though. Like, in this early game, it was that brutal brick wall that was difficult to get around. But the thing is, if you're in a position, if you're in that map state where you're able to push aggressively into your opponent's territory, you don't need that third node. You're not under pressure. Well, it's completely useless, and that's exactly what happened there as red team secure a victory, a close victory, though. There was definitely a lot of potential from the blue team. Just, I would say, like, the main issue was just that very tragic situation with the Tempest dying, not able to get to the team fight, and just imploding the entire blue team, and that was the end of that. But a very competitive match up until that stage.
Yeah, I mean, red team just ran away with the game at that point. But yeah, couple of good plays from blue team that we saw anyways. Didn't see the very beginning of that game, but it was close when we came in, so probably decent play from them as well. Definitely expect good, strong showers from them moving forward. This round is almost over. Only 3 matches left. Yeah, looks like.
Well, this is a crazy game. Yeah. I think this, this is Aeon, isn't it? I think this is a game with Vin Aeon, a legendary gamer. Return to the game. Wait, it's got, well, I think this is I'm assuming this is the same player. It's XX Abaddon XX. Wow. Got some old players back for the Toro Legends, guys. Okay, goodness me. Incredible stuff in the mix. A very competitive Wait, hold on. This is actually a crazy return. This is actually the Goose. The Goose team is back. We have Invoke Goose Dance, Angelic Goose, and Beatley. Still playing Fresh Air. Yep. That's crazy. That's awesome. We've got some returning players in this round, guys. That's incredible.
I love that.
Yeah. We absolutely love to see that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's Firebrand. Firebrand, you know, look, it's gonna be like Hollow, right? If you just buff it every patch, it will eventually just become God Comp, like Hollow is now. That's how it is. Yeah. Well, maybe it gets replaced by Luminary though in VOE, so it's got like 1 month to be God Comp, I guess, before Luminary comes in and just dominates, steals the show immediately. Or maybe Paragon. Okay, maybe Paragon is gonna take over. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, Blue Firebrand is dead. Red team also lose their Untamed at the same time. But they are points down, so they need to actually make something happen if they want to end up winning this match. What is Blue team's plan? I'm not entirely sure. You know, I think that's like half the fun of some of these kind of the pug matches is that there is no plan, right? Things just happen, sometimes seemingly at random. And people go to different locations on the map. You go, oh, I'm going to go far. This Worldbender going for the sneaky decap.
That's a nice description of Conquest.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, look.
Going to random places on the map. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good. I know. Yeah, could you describe push that way as well? I'm not sure if you could. Because it's not random, right? Like it's, you go to the objective. You go to the
I mean, technically, the Conquest isn't random either. The nodes don't change places.
That is true. Yeah. What if they did?
You definitely could. Well, that would be interesting.
What if the nodes like moved, like at random?
During the
during the game, yeah.
During the game, yeah. So you're like about to cap a node, and then
it just moves away.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I don't think there'd be any bad feelings with that one.
Yeah.
I love a little RNG in my structured PvP.
Oh shit, dude! That Trig points out a big player. The Scepter Catalyst does have the res glyph, so he's actually like he's a surprise player. He's ready to revive at a moment's notice. If that's something that's needed, then the Catalyst can spring into action. Unfortunately, not able to get the Fire Glyph off the res themselves. They end up dying. It's a very close match, actually, here. Can Blue team
Aeon
make
is
this work?
as well.
Yeah, so we have a lot of revive power.
Resist.
Not going to be available here. It's a little bit too low on the Catalyst to get that revive. Is Blue team going to get a cap? Is anyone going to get a cap? There's only a minute left in this game, by the way. So unless someone caps something soon, of course, Blue team is going to win by default just on the timer. But all of the nodes look very stable, actually. Outside of middle, about to have that Untamed rushing in. They actually fall off the little bit of terrain, though, delaying their journey onto the node. Not exactly ideal, but full cooldowns available on the Worldbender. I'm not sure if Red team is really going to be able to get a cap here. How is this 1v1? It's going to be a rev into a Worldbender, also looking pretty stable. Warrior dies but gets revived up. What the hell is this Warrior build? It's with Stomp on Core Warrior? Oh, blue team did get the cap. I think they win the game.
Yeah,
they are going to win the game. It's looking good.
Yeah.
I think there's a 0% chance they're able to dislodge this warrior from the node in time to win the game. So blue team will advance onwards through Swiss. And, well, going on to the fourth round of the Swiss soon, so I think that's where things are going to start to heat up a little bit, right? We're going to start to see some increasingly, ever-increasing competitive matches, I believe. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a couple decent matches on the earlier rounds as well. But yeah,
we have.
We
but I mean,
really
it heats up, though, right? I'm trying to hype it up, Roy. Throw me a bone,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Next round.
Yeah.
Okay, I've actually heard sneak peek. I looked ahead, so all of these matches are scripted. We know that, yeah. I actually looked ahead in the game files. The next round is insane. It's nuts. It's probably the best PvP we've ever seen played in the last 13 years of this game. It's actually crazy. Guild Wars 2 2025 PvP coming at you next.
Oh, yeah.
MightyTeapot. Sub for free with Twitch Prime.
And I think that round has now kind of reached its conclusion, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it absolutely has. So let's see, will this round deliver on what we have promised there? We do have Draza versus Team Snowfall. Cole versus Demolish. And let's see, who are the French playing into here? Where are the Frenchies? French team is maybe not, yeah, that's not going to be that exciting. Get unlucky. Unlucky! But there's going to be some good ones. I think it's going to be Draza versus Snowfall is the game to watch, I believe, at least the primary game to watch. Yeah, the French, I think, have some relatively easy matches for them. So not a lot going on there. I think the two to watch is going to be Cole versus Demolish and Draza versus Team Snowfall. And that was going to be Colosseum too, which is interesting actually, because if I'm not mistaken, not every team is playing Thief. And that could end up being highly relevant here, as of course, Thief, incredibly powerful on this map. The Cole versus Demolish, this is going to be a Thief mirror. We have a Spectre on both sides, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for Snowfall actually. We will see when we load into that game in just a moment.
This is the Tempest on blue team is Snowcrow's leader, right?
Correct, yes.
That's so sick. Wow.
Yeah.
World 1 in raids, World 1 in PvP?
Yeah.
Is this the next Grimjack?
It could be. Have to do World vs. World as well though, because like Grim has all of them.
Yeah.
He has he has Community Warlord. Wait, how many players in the game have that? Community Warlord, Community Hero, and Community Conqueror. That's like not a crazy amount of people, no?
Barely any, if any.
I think Naru does. Actually, yeah, Naru does as well.
Does Naru?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I
think some of the NA guys do.
A couple times.
Yeah, some of the NA guys have it, I think.
Wait, Naru has Community Hero?
Yeah. Wait, I think so. I think he does. Played in. I think he won like it was like a Ready Check Cup. I think it was second place, which you get hero for. I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure anyway.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong though. I could be spewing misinformation.
Maybe, I mean, they might be the only two though.
Yeah.
Although there might be like one other person.
I'm
like
trying to think who on EU would have that. I'm not sure if anyone on EU has all three. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Some
I
people.
feel like most of the EU players don't do all three.
Yeah, because Kill has Warlord and Conqueror, right? And some of the Frenchies do, I think. They've done the GVG stuff.
Yeah, they recently got Warlord.
Yeah.
In the last tournament.
But I don't think they have anyone who plays PvP in World vs. World has Hero on EU.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think so anyway. But anyway, match now begins, of course. And I do think blue team is very strongly favored here, so we might hop into the other game, actually, pretty soon. There's some potential for red, but I do believe that red team's roster is very powerful. Well, having said that, though, Epi proving me wrong by inting at the start of this game into Hypnos and Faith.
Just farming.
Yeah, absolutely just dead at the start of this matchup there. Does get revived up, turning the heat now onto Cole as well.
Ooh, Cole
at the
really
start
low.
Of this. Yeah, very, very low. Has to pop renewed.
Has his RF. Yeah.
Now is free from it. Going back in there, but yeah, blue team's health bar is looking pretty decent here, I would say, but Cole gets a very big resustain. And now all of a sudden, yeah, Epi also still very pressured, had to burn everything to survive that initial conflict. And red team actually doing pretty well here, to be honest, although hang on, the holo there, Sin Shady is going to flop over, Cole going for the rest, but gets interrupted, of course, that Thief with the guaranteed interrupt even through stability on Steel, or indeed Siphon in this case, very potent at shutting down that revival potential. Cole is going to fall over, and all of a sudden I think the Willbender also in trouble.
Oh, the Willbender's on Hammer now. That's sick.
I believe they were already on Hammer actually. They were.
Oh, I didn't miss that last one. Okay,
they were Hammer. They were Hammer. They're playing the Hammer variant, the Glacial Heart approach.
Yeah. Nice, almost a nice start there from a red team, but yeah, unfortunately, blue team with a nice rotation, and the pressure just too strong for them. Not able to do anything. Zealot taking a little bit of pressure. Oh my god, what? Oh my god, the short bow skills.
Yeah, nearly actually killing the player in the spawn. Yeah, almost dying in spawn there, but yeah, I think let's go ahead and hop over to the other game. I think it's going to be Draza versus Snowfall. Let's see if that one started up right now. Oh, it's just starting now. Right. Interesting name here. We actually have LeBron Draza, of course, Kill. French player, French Worms. And then we have Crocodile Emoji actually playing on the Soul Beast.
Crocodile Emoji. Okay.
Maya, of course, on Thief, on the Spectre, and Misha. Why do you think he calls himself the Master of Disaster? By the way, like what's the what do you think? Like
Master
the
lore? Because every single one of his PvP teams has just been a disaster, but he's mastered it, and that's why they've won.
Yeah, I mean, Boyce is into that. That certainly is a fucking disaster, no? Like
exactly. Yeah, and immediately, yeah, he just pulls kill in. It's like no problem.
Makes it happen. Yeah, another hollow in there.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the comp would have. I guess if they had played
maybe Oki would have been on hollow. Boyce would have played,
and Boyce would have played Ranger, right?
Tamed or whatever.
Yeah, played the Ranger.
Probably.
Boyce, of course, Ranger.
Well,
main.
Oki was on hollow before, right?
Yeah, I mean, Oki's a multi-class, right? Like plays a bunch of stuff. Of course, Boyce is capable of doing it as well, right? Like there's no question about that. But like he is a player that you want him on the Ranger. If Ranger's good, like you want Boyce on the Ranger, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is. But yeah, could be an interesting match. Again, I would definitely give a little bit of favorability towards red here. Draza, though, in a little bit of trouble. In a 1v3, needs some help from Misha, who is going to be able to get the res, maybe? Glyph coming through, does land, but they've got to play very safe here to survive the DPS from the opponents.
Yeah, but it's working out for them. They pick up a kill on the other side of the map. Maya and Kill, I believe, getting that kill onto Shaman. So they're going to be able to rotate back into that fight, support Draza and Misha, who are in that 2 versus 3, doing a nice job. Did burn the glyph, so that's potential for an advantage there for blue team if they want to, try and force a bigger team fight, or, just any sort of team fight in the next minute or so. But I mean, this map especially, I think it's a little bit safer to do that than something like Kylo or Legacy, where it's harder to find those really big engagements. There's a lot of side nodes to play around. There's a lot of rotations to be had here. So the smaller engagements I think are going to be more common. So yeah, big advantage for red team so far. Just playing this map beautifully, doing a really good job in these fights. A really good job with these rotations, and we see a ton of pressure onto Sakaya here in this fight. A little bit separated from his Tempest, having some trouble sustaining. All of red team on top of him. They are going to get the downstate. Are we going to see the glyph? We do, but it gets poisoned or missed, I guess?
Yeah, I think it was a miss or something, because I didn't even see the HP bar move up, and that's obviously very unfortunate. Does get shut down as well. Tempest falls over, and we have a kill onto Kill on the other side of the map. That might be points secured for the blue team, unless they can get some kind of like really crazy revival onto this. But yeah, definitely a bit of a rough match. We may have overhyped this round, Roy, I'm afraid. I hate to say that, but maybe... I
was talking about next round.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The one after this. Yeah, that's when it really.
Sorry, I can't count.
Yeah.
Notoriously, after 3, numbers kind of just get jumbled for me. So I mixed up 4 and 5. I do that a lot. Yeah. I just looked. None of red team are playing Demon Queen, so I think that might have just been a missed glyph.
It's a missed glyph. Yeah. Obviously unfortunate.
Which is unfortunate.
It does happen. You do hate to see that. You hate to see it. It does happen. And yeah, red team very much in control of this game. Actually, kind of while we're watching this game and maybe looking for another game to hop into that may be competitive, can you explain the situation? There's a lot of confusion going on in chat right now. I've seen it happen a couple of times. People are noticing that there are 2 draws in the tournament. Like, can you give us some context on that? Like, what is that? Or what's going on there?
Yeah. So Draza is like he's Draza, right? And then Draw is his little brother. Yeah, but Draza usually plays for Draw because he can't reach the keyboard most of the time. So Draza's usually playing with his feet on Draw's account. And so yeah, he's usually playing twice. Occasionally he'll let Draw play, like he'll prop him up on the desk and he'll play a little bit. But most of the time, especially if the game's close, Draza just puts his feet on the keyboard and starts playing on 2 characters at once.
Yeah. And to be honest, a lot of the games are pretty straightforward this round. They're all kind of going one way or the other in all these matches. What I might like maybe click on a couple of these, but yeah, this round is looking like a bit of a smash one way or the other for these teams. I'm not really sure if I want to particularly leap into one. We might simply kind of enjoy the brutal smackdown of this game, I guess.
Yeah. You know what I realized? The Blue Tempest, I actually really like this. Their name is Zila, and their account name is Alex. And if you wrote that down and you looked at it for a couple minutes, you might realize that Zila is actually Alex backwards.
Whoa, that's crazy! Using the Relic of Rivers as well. Getting a Alacrity Regeneration at the end of your dodge roll. Yeah. Using that. Ooh. You know, I think this is one of those relics that... it's a funny relic at this stage, right? Because it has been nerfed massively, but still manages to see some play. Well, of course, does have some good synergy, actually, with the Tempest build being played here. Cleansing Water, so you actually get a Condi Cleanse, like whenever you get your dodge roll as well. For that, alongside a little bit of extra Alacrity. At the same time, get those cooldowns back, a little bit more sustain, a bit more support for the team overall. But you know, I'm gonna say it's cool to see Tempest, of course, in the meta, right? Like it's like supports have always been something that I think is really hard to balance. Like one always tends to kind of eke out the others. Like for a long time, we had Chronomancer for a while. Then like Tempest started to come back into the mix. Even Firebrand saw a little bit of experimentation recently, actually, over the last couple of balance patches. Hasn't quite made the cut though. It's just not. It doesn't really survive, in my opinion, or at least that seems to be the issue. It doesn't really. It just doesn't quite have enough survivability to live. There's just a lot of damage, right? If you look at all the classes being played right now, like Double Hollow, Spectre, Willbender, right? It's gonna be like Firebrand is a soft target, right? In all of that stuff there. It's not gonna be fun to survive on that for any stretch of the imagination. That's why, of course, very robust builds. The Tempest showing up with that Stoned Heart, right? Even that's been nerfed significantly, but just having that critical hit immunity really helps you live alongside the tankiness of the Earth trait line in general. Of course, Chrono has its, its array of distortion and evasion abilities and mobility to help it survive as well. So yeah, you just have the strongest of all the supports kind of making it happen. And even Support Warrior, if you're on a really big map like Temple, for example, that high durability and kind of skirmishing potential also sees play. So we've kind of got 3 support builds that do actually pop up a little bit, which is really cool to see, right? In the meta, because historically that hasn't been the case. And of course, even Cole playing support guard, right, in this tournament. Although I think that build is not as competitive as the other ones we were talking about, but it's good to see. Seeing as supports, I would say, has been one of the things that Guild Wars 2 PvP has actually struggled with in terms of diversity the most, right? There's always been a lot of diversity, I feel like, in terms of DPS classes. You can play 1v1ers, are often pretty diverse. There's a lot of like good ones that you can access, but supports, I feel like there's always been like the God support, you know what I mean? Like the God support that's always been the best. But you know, a little bit less so this time, and who knows? Of course, we've got Paragon coming up and all sorts of interesting stuff, like with Luminary Troubadour popping up in Visions of Eternity. Could be an interesting metagame, interesting time for PvP players of all flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Lost Show French. What do you think about that?
We are looking at French. There's French players in this game.
That's true, yeah. There are multiple French players. There's a lot of French. You know what's interesting, actually? How many French people play PvE in this game? Because the draft tournament, I was in the draft tournament yesterday. It was Germans, all Germans. Like all of PvE in this game is run.
Draft tournament yesterday?
Yeah, there was a raid draft tournament, kind of like the World versus World thing, but with raids.
Sick.
Yeah, it's happening in 2 weeks.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe you can come commentate, okay? Because I also commentate.
So the draft was yesterday?
Yeah, the draft was yesterday. Yeah, and it's all Germans.
Who's running that?
It's run by VPO and OAK, some guys from the PvE scene, some big gamers. I'm just in there.
There's a lot of
GVGers
GVGers that are German as well.
Oh yeah.
The
PvP
German team is big in GVG.
And in PvP it's French. What's why do the Germans
not
the
French mafia, right?
Yeah, I mean, do like the Germans like not got into PvP? Like what like why not? They're like dominating GVG, dominating PvE, but they draw the line at PvP. Or what's going on there?
Maybe the nodes confuse them.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, because if you think about it, like, you know, GVG is just PvP, but with no objectives, kind of.
Yeah. Well, there's mostly one objective, but yeah. At least in this game.
Anyway,
yeah.
this game is kind of going to its close. The round is in general kind of wrapping up at this stage, I believe.
You show Crannel's build.
Yeah, can. He is playing the Willbender. It's of course with the Valor build that we were talking about a little bit earlier. So it kind of has that durability, that sustain. Also some good boon generation, of course, like within Valor. A lot of might. You can see the might uptime is looking really, really tasty here. Alongside some protection uptime as well. So you have that sustainability. Makes it more of like a brawler. Still has that high damage output, picking up a kill on Draza there. The Radiant straight line in the mix there too. And of course with Willbender for the mobility. And it's Spear with Sword Focus. Rune of the Chronomancer being played with Valkyrie Amulet. And then Relic of Mistburn. So you have that like very high crit chance, right? Because of course Relic of Mistburn, you get that extra 5% crit while you've got might. And it also gives you a bunch of extra might, right? Like when you give yourself might, you get more. And then when you have a certain amount, you get more crit. And of course that has really nice synergies with Radiance and that Valkyrie Amulet, right? So all of a sudden you have a build that has a whole bunch of damage and a decent amount of tankiness as well. The vitality on that Valkyrie Amulet looking very, very juicy. And you can see here the critical strike chance up to 78% with that Relic of Mistburn. And of course the Radiance trait line providing a whole bunch of critical strike chance from Righteous Instincts and indeed Radiant Power.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
And this game now ends.
Nice.
Oh, whoa. There's actually an insanely close game. But it wasn't close. It became close. It was like a big comeback.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
And it's between... Wait. Oh? I think... Oh, red team is going to win, though. They're picking up the triple cap at the end of the game. Did they have a big recovery? Oh, no. It was kind of close the entire way, actually. But yeah, it's a 5 warrior team. Well, no, it's actually it's 4 warriors and 1 thief. The thief pick being busted out specifically for the Eternal Colosseum there.
Yeah.
But they're able to win.
We're going to see them in the finals, I think.
Yep,
this
definitely.
4 warrior team.
Like, warrior is the best class in PvP right now, so definitely they'll make it. Guaranteed.
Blade Sworn. What's guaranteed? Yeah.
Oh,
that's
wait,
a teapot guarantee, folks.
There's still another game going on, by the way. One that started really late. Kind of
Holy cow.
Yeah, like it's the Sychronia team. And they're going up against, I just love this account name. So their character name is Tarnished, and the account name is The Honored One in all caps.
That's so sick. That is so sick.
Wait, and also, what is this? So what is going to, it said, how are you dying to NA? But actually it's, how are you dying to nades? I thought it was,
that would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been pretty good. But yeah, blue team looking pretty decent in this round, actually.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point.
Yeah.
We have,
I'll be back. I'm gonna refill my water.
Oh, he's abandoning this game. He hates PvP. He hates the game, guys. Anyway, take a look at this game here. We actually have blue team in a 2-cap scenario. Looking to close out this round and get that victory. Looking to proceed onwards to their victory. Looking pretty good for them. I would say, so far. They've got to be careful. Don't want to lose this thief in the Willbender. That is for sure. Before they kind of re-engage into this encounter. Red team, though, is a little bit spread up there. I don't like this. They're in this 3v2 that they're going to probably lose their Holosmith here. And if they lose any players at this stage in the game, they're going to lose. Like, even a single death here, I think, is going to be very difficult to actually recover from, given the situation here on the map. The point disparity is looking pretty high there. If they lose the Tempest, oh no, they cannot lose the Tempest. The Tempest falls over. Oh, wait, never mind. That's actually the blue team losing the Tempest. I thought that was the red team, but it's not. It's in fact the blue team losing their thief and their Tempest. That gives red a bit of an opportunity here. Now, they do have to be careful because that thief is probably going to immediately go for the decap on respawn. So they're going to have a plan for how they're going to handle this rotationally. They also do really want to get the decap here. I believe they would win on 2 nodes. Oh, no, they wouldn't actually. They'd lose. So they need to at least get a decap there. Otherwise, they will not win the game. But actually, hold on. If we see another kill coming through, if we can get a bit of a stagger going on, red team may have found an opportunity, but they do need to actually eliminate this player. This Willbender, I think, needs to not overgreed here. Like, dying on point here is really not the play. We need to not die, otherwise we're in some serious trouble. This will be a very heavy loss for the blue team if we end up losing another player right as these respawns come through. This could be a potential game-losing move if this Willbender dies, but the hold has been good enough for the Tempest to now recover. So it is working out, at least in the favor of blue team. Ooh, but hold on. Red team need to be careful as well. Their own Tempest under very, very heavy fire. But the Willbender does go down, maybe committing to that node a little bit too much. The revive comes through. Yeah, it was a big res. However, oh, look, wait, things are being drawn on the map. Very exciting stuff. And yeah, I think a little bit of outmaneuvering being done by blue team here, coming back off respawn and kind of moving around on the map. This Necromancer is going to be outnumbered, needs to hold on in this 1v2. They almost need to actually try and push this. That Hollow is very, very low. This could actually be a kill onto the Holosmith. This could be unbelievably massive. Oh, the dodge on the Spear 4 is really big, though. Red team find that node, but Red, they really... Blue don't want to, well, Red doesn't want to give this node whatsoever, but there's so much damage onto the Night King. The CC is good. Is it good enough? Actually, hold on. The Hollow comes in. The Honored One finds the kill. Red team is making a massive recovery here, Roy.
Yeah, this is actually pretty big. V-Tarnished coming in to save that 1 versus 2. It's going to be a kill picked up. Red team holding onto the side nodes. Mid node, is that going to get capped? I don't think so, no. We're going to see the Tempest getting there just in time. Wow, Red team controlling this map very, very well.
Yeah.
Nice comeback from them indeed. Holding on to that fight just barely. Really, really big rotations.
Absolutely, yeah. They just handled that map extremely well, just being in exactly the right place at the right time. And all of a sudden, blue team is in a bit of a sweaty position. The Harbinger locking down the Dragon here. Nobody from blue really pushing towards the Lion. Red team in position to rotate towards that. Of course, the Thief is going to be able to pick up the buff. So that will give blue team a little bit of a punch at the end of this game. But things are starting to get very, very scary. Night King under pressure, though, from the Ranger, but actually looking to maybe find a killer, I think. If that kill goes on the Ranger, that would be massive.
Available. Huge for the kill. That's going to be the kill, yeah. Nice job from the Night King. You know, notoriously only able to be killed by a young girl with a knife. And yeah, Red team with the triple cap. I think
they've done it.
Might be able to win this game. Yeah, blue team be kind of just panicking all over the map like a headless chicken. Not sure what to do when they see their points slipping away from them.
Yeah, I do believe they have managed to make this comeback happen. Absolutely remarkable. Very well played here by the Red team. I think they're at a point right now where they can just die on node. I don't believe that there's any realistic way for blue team to actually get the points they need to win this game. Tempest bleeding out there as well. But yeah, Willbender knows it. Just delay, just stall at this stage. 18 seconds left in the game. The points are ticking away. It's a double cap and there's no way to decap at this stage. Night King and How You Dying to Nade, lock it in. A huge comeback from the Red team.
Do you think if I sent this Zeraxiafellow a name change contract, they would remove the last 3 letters from their name?
Wait, so they would change it to like How You Dying to NA? But I mean, what if they're not NA though? It wouldn't make any sense.
I think it's funnier if it's on you.
Yeah. So it's more like a general statement, right? Like, how are you dying at NA?
Yeah,
like, It's not like...
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's not like he's NA. He's asking how anyone dies NA. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we have Draza versus Team Lisa French in the next round.
Team Lisa French.
Yeah. We have Demolish versus French. So we have 2 pretty interesting matchups there. And then Snowfall versus Melon Eater. No idea like what's up with that roster, but we can maybe keep an eye on that. Well, I don't know.
You know Melon Eater?
I don't know that. I don't know who Melon Eater is.
Everyone knows Melon Eater.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone except me, huh? It is what it is. Like also, do we actually have? Just out of curiosity, do we have like eyeballs on NA? Like speaking of NA, like how many teams? Like who is it? Is it just the usual? Is it just like Team USA and Dark USA kind of going at it? Like, do we know anything about what's happening on NA T1? Any NA spectators in the chat, guys?
Who knows?
Well, I certainly don't.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Fofar as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this should be an interesting game.
Yeah. Why do you think it's gonna be?
Who do you want to watch? You want to watch? Because these are good players. Do you want to watch Draza or do you want to watch?
Draza game is starting up right now. Which one do I think is going to be the more competitive one? That's actually a really good question. If I had to guess, I would say Team Demolish versus Team Krog is going to be really intense. I think that's going to be a really close match. 100%. This Draza game, this is unpredictable. I think 55 is favored I think the comp of blue is a bit odd, to be honest. There's some interesting stuff going on here because, of course, the players like, Goku just likes to play warrior. Glint.
I mean, this is probably the most unique comp out of everything we're seeing. Like, they're not running a Willbender. They only have one Hollow. They're running 2 Revs. I don't think any other team is running a Revenant. They're running a Mirage, or excuse me, a Virtuoso. This is definitely, I mean, there's the Soul Boost and the Spectre on red team, which is slightly different from what we're seeing a lot of these teams, but they have double Hollow, they have the Tempest. I think, this could be a pretty interesting game. We've seen the French teams obviously cook with some kind of crazy unorthodox stuff before. And I also think this will be a good game to watch just because it'll be a little bit more telling for later. If it's completely one-sided, if it's just snub 55, we can always just jump into the other one.
I think we'll take a look at this one for a start. And I think the win condition here for blue team, right? I feel like it's not Azaz and Goku, right? Like doing some trolling and like living some 2v3s basically, like with this warrior renegade comp, just winning the 2v2s decisively, holding outnumbered. And that kind of enables the Virtuoso to kind of get the damage and just find those kills alongside the Holosmith on the rest of the map. That seems to be like the general approach here. And you have Lisa on this Vindicator, which is of course a support, but it almost does double as a bit of a bunker at the same time, right? It's like a very, very durable build that's able to survive on its own, but does have that healing potential too. So it's a very different approach to the game, I would say, than the rest. And you can kind of see it working a bit here, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, like this 2v2 is looking pretty decent for the Frenchies over here. Like Draza was getting low. Oh, Glint needs to be a little bit careful though. Gets a massive blast from Hollow. He's gonna go down. Oh, just as I was thinking it was looking good, but a little bit too aggressive there. A massive Holosmith elite skill devastating the Renegade.
Yeah, and on the other side of the map as well, we see the Virtuoso as well as the Holosmith being taken out in their 2v2. The Virtuoso got pressured very, very quickly off that node, leaving the Holosmith there kind of 1v2. And then as soon as the Virtuoso came back, the Soul Beast and Maya were able to pick them up. So, I think losing the 2v2s pretty handily on the sides. And I do agree that I think, there's a lot of potential for those 2v2s to go, or especially the Core Warrior and Renegade to go pretty well for them. But Red Team, I think the caliber of players on Red Team, they're going to be a little bit higher than the other teams we're seeing. They're not going to, overcommit to that 2v2 too much. They're going to, play it, they're going to go into it when they know they can win it. We're seeing Lisa now being taken out as well. This is a huge stagger on the map. This is going to turn into a triple cap for them. And it's just nice for them to be on this map too, because they can rotate in and out of these matchups pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. Just because of how easy the map is to get around. So I think this is going to be a pretty strong showing for Red Team. The damage just like being super high for them. Maya and Misha being able to rotate around really quickly and put themselves in the positions and the sides that they need to be in. So I think Blue Team are going to have to try and maybe switch up how they're planning to play this. I don't know if the 2v2s, I don't know if like just trying to find these like small pockets of fights are going to work out for them too well. But we'll see what they do after respawning. No points on the board for them so far. Triple cap here for Red Team, 100 points up.
Yeah, I think the trouble with what you just said is that, well, I think they have to win the 2v2s, right? Like, because I think in a team fight, they would just get completely crushed. I think the only thing they can do is they have to essentially just do what they did, but better. I do think that the composition from Red is really good, though. You were talking about that Virtuoso, and I'm just thinking, Condi Soul Beast and Condi Spectre into Vert, yeah, good luck, have fun with that, right? This is not a build that has a lot of condition cleanse, right? It's going to have a really tough time dealing with that sort of thing. They're just going to have to find some way to solve these rotations to make this work, but I think it's very much easier said than done in these matchups. They get a bit of a rebound here, but again, they haven't been able to find any kills. Maya was super low, but got the resustain, was able to recover the health on the Spectre without too much trouble. And another kill comes through onto Skitto. Glint now moving forwards here onto middle at the same time. But it's looking pretty bleak, I'm afraid, for the blue team here, I think.
Yeah, so Maya actually got chased down, and Misha had to glyph her. But I think, again, I mean, this is just like... we talk about this all the time whenever you see comps like this, where one team has a res utility and one doesn't. It's just such a strong advantage. You spend so many resources to try to kill a player, they get rezzed, and now you don't have that same opportunity for blue team. And we actually see the Virtuoso swapping.
Give me a reroll, yeah.
So they are going to try something up mid-game, which, I respect that. They're going to Thief. Let's see which Thief it's going to be. Probably Spectre, but you never know. And that's going to be a, mid-round swap. What they had wasn't working. I think it's, good that they're going to try to change something up, but it might be too little too late. Already 200 points down. This map, obviously, you can snowball very, very hard, very, very efficiently on it. And again, I don't think there's a ton of kill pressure like you were saying. The 2v2s, I don't see it happening, probably. I think Misha and Draza are just too too good of players, honestly, for that to happen. Same with Oki, same with Maya, same with Kill. And yeah, I just don't know if the Spectre is really going to give them something that the Virtuoso wasn't. It's probably stronger on the side nodes, but yeah, I don't think it's what they need. Yeah, we see another kill picked up here. And red team, 55, just a stronghold on this game.
It's pretty brutal stuff. It is absolutely a brutal game there. I mean, look, the comp is the comp for a reason, right? They've obviously thought about this a lot. That Holosmith is delivering that incredible damage. And yeah, as you mentioned, like the Tempest support, it's so powerful, right? Being able to recover and swing the momentum with a fight with just the click of a button with that Glyph of Renewal is just so unbelievably strong. Like, I will say though, like if the opening of this game went the other way around, I do think this game would look very different actually, because the blue team's comp, it's a classic French comp, right? Once they've got their map state and they're feeling stable, I think they're super annoying to deal with, right? But if they don't ever find that kind of comfort zone, they don't get to that position where they want to be, they just can't do anything, right? And that's kind of what's happening here. And it looks like they just can't quite able to find themselves in that stable map state that they really want to have. And you can see the inverse, in fact, happening. You can just see 55 roaming around the map, full aggression, full force. This is what they're known for, right? This is what they like. This is the map state they like. Lots of rotations, lots of mobility, and lots of kills. And, well, you can see exactly what's happening here. Draza just finishing off that kill on the Holosmith before kind of moving to the rest of the map. But I think we're gonna look at the other game. This one's over. They're gonna have to do a bit of cooking, right? It's good to have those relogs. I would say 100%. They're gonna have to try some kind of solution to figure that out if they want to defeat that team. Oh, which
the other game a little bit closer for red team, pretty strongly ahead right now.
Yeah.
We do see Sorrow is running a Lightning Rod Catalyst, but he's gonna be swapping now. I think back to Holosmith, which makes sense. But yeah, so far blue team struggling here, not as badly as we saw the last game, but we're gonna see if the Holosmith is gonna make a difference. Certainly, probably a better spec here for a DPS option than a Catalyst. But yeah, have to see how this goes. I think you know, we're just seeing a damage difference in a lot of these teams. You know, and like I do agree with you in some respect that like in the last game, if we had seen the Frenchies winning out in the beginning, you know, they might have been able to bunker down to the nodes a bit harder. But I think overall, you know, would have just gone the way of 55. I think they just have the pressure to get kills, and I don't think that blue team had the pressure to try to or like out pressure them. But either way, we're going to see a kill picked up here on Anana Melon. Looks like probably no glyph coming out. Yeah, it gets interrupted, so Yui did have it, but he's just hitting CC too hard. Double the points here for red team so far with the triple cap. If this team fight goes the way of blue team, they might be able to swing that map, but so far it's not looking like that. A couple very low players coming out here, both Cough Syrup, the Holosmith, as well as the Renegade going to be pretty low. Downstate coming out now for Cough Syrup. We're not going to see a glyph available. 25 seconds cooldown on that. They're trying to get the hard res, but the cleave's going to be good for red team. Even down a player, they're able to find that kill, turn this fight around, and force blue team back off the middle node while holding on to a double cap.
Yeah, it really is. I think, you know, you're talking about damage, and I think that really is the story of a lot of these games. I just feel like red team's comp pumps, right? Spectre, Holo, double Holo, in fact, and of course the Willbender. That's just so much damage. That is so much DPS output coming out. And I just don't think that the blue team's going to be able to match it. And you can see kind of what we saw in the earlier game, right? Look at this warrior. He's useless. He's not doing anything. He's standing on this point, right? And yeah, great. You can bunker down one node, but you're going to need more than that to win the game. And if they want to play this comp, they need to figure out how to force their opponents to interact with this warrior. Because that's, you know, you can't win 4v5, right? Unless you're just infinitely superior to your opponent. That's just not possible. And what's happening in all these games, I feel like, is that a 4v5 is being forced with the warrior not able to actually deliver value on the map.
Yeah, I mean, I think the slight difference between like Goku versus the warrior in that team is that, you know, he's pretty much always in the 2v2. He's not really ever, you know, solo. He can play solo, and you know, he's getting some value. We saw it in some games. But you know, I think putting him in the 2v2 makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of value from having that warrior in the 2v2, and it also means that generally you're going to be, you know, you're probably going to be having players forced into your 2v2. It'd be, you know, if you were sitting in a 2v2 on a node alone, then obviously you're doing something wrong. But again, the problem with 55 or into 55 is just that 55 all have a lot of abilities to rotate around the map very quickly. They've, you know, they're obviously just really competent players. They're going to know how to rotate around the map and around that 2v2 very efficiently. And again, they just have the damage to break that 2v2 apart, I think. Again, Draza just, obviously one of the strongest players is going to be able to kill you. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to see them swap up what their comp is. It didn't work. I don't think it's gonna work against 55. But we'll see if they try to double down on it or they try to swap something up in the future.
Yeah. I mean, I always have a slight bit of hesitancy with calling this stuff too early because a number of things can happen.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the Frenchies swap it up in the final rounds. They've actually beaten 55 twice by doing that, by the way. It was brutal. It was some of the most brutal games I've ever seen. I recall, of course, this guy permabanned now, of course. Esprit logged on to Tack is back in the finals. He pulled out the Bunker Dragon Hunter. And I mean, look, Tack destroyed. Like 55 had no response to Tack. He was too powerful and was able to win the finals in the monthly AT, which is quite something. Oh, shout out Lone Cap, by the way. Lone Cap was in this game. Didn't win though, unfortunately. Yeah. And honestly, that means we have to buff Warrior. Oh, what game is good? Is there a good game?
True. Well, no, I was just going to comment. It's not a really good game. The team with all the rappers on it is winning pretty hard right now.
Oh, nice.
But I noticed, I kind of missed this last time. So the person's name is Drake Rapper. And I just like that they make the distinction that it is, in fact, the rapper Drake and not a different Drake.
Yeah.
When they're next to 50 Cent, King Von, Eminem. Yeah, it's like,
you have to make sure. Well,
maybe,
I guess maybe Drake had already been taken, like on all the variants of it. So they
I'm sure.
So they had to go a different way.
But it's not even Drake the rapper. It's just Drake Rapper. Yeah. It's so good.
Anyway, this round is kind of coming to a close right here. We got a couple of games still going on. We got a bit of content. We have the Goose. Wait, what was their? I'm trying to recall the team name of the red team here because they had a special team name. So chat, help me out here. What was their team name?
Was it not just like Goose Squad or something?
It was Goose related, but I can't recall exactly what it was. But they used to play. There's only 2 of them here, but there used to be like 5 geese, and they all had goose-themed names. But
sick.
And they had a pretty funny. Oh yeah, it was called Win or Goose, which.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, look, it was a good name. It was a classic name, and yeah.
That's great.
I don't think all of them are active anymore, but look, they're back. Yeah, Goose Dance. Yes,
it's also such a great name.
It is, yeah. Like it's.
All right, I'm making Goose Dance. If we ever do lead specs again, I'm making Goose Dance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, just change.
You can quote me on that.
And just rework Conduit, no?
True. Yeah. There's plenty of time for that. Yeah.
I bet Trig could do it. Trig could do it. He would do it. He would do it too.
I don't know if Trig would be on board with the Goose Dance, to be honest with you.
Oh no, because Trig added Fire Wizard to the game. Oh, I guess that was CMC actually. No, I think.
No, it was CMC.
Yeah, CMC added Fire Wizard.
I'm not saying that Trig would be against the idea of a Goose Dance, but I think he would pick a different animal.
Oh, wait, what do you think he would go for? What would his be?
I don't know. I don't think Trig is like a goose enjoyer. I mean, like not necessarily a goose hater, just to be clear. I just think he probably prefers other. I don't want to speak for him. I won't speak for Trig. That wouldn't be my first guess as like his favorite animal or something.
Yeah. Well, what would be your first guess? Like, what do you think he would put into the game? Is he cat fan?
Maybe
dog
some
fan?
kind of. I was gonna say some kind of like big cat or a dog. Yeah. I mean, he's got his dog.
Yep.
I think his dog is it a beagle?
Dog stance.
Yeah, some sort of dog probably. Yeah, he's dog stance. Any other dog related memes you enjoy, Teapot?
I mean, I like what other, can you give me an example of some dog related memes?
No, I'm just curious. I'm just curious if you know any. I don't know any. So I'm just curious.
I mean, I do like the meme where you essentially replace like a syllable in a word with dog. Like, for example, Blade Swan is dog swan. For example.
Yeah.
That kind of, I think that is pretty funny.
Like institutes from like famous like childhood fantasy series.
Oh.
I
have no idea what you're talking about, bro. Like,
I'm sure you don't.
I don't know what you're. I have no idea what you're talking about. We actually have a little bit of BM going on here at the end of this game. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we do.
Oh, he's breakdancing.
It is.
Holy cow! That guy's breakdancing on him.
It's fake Torben versus Aeon here.
Although, straight actually, from the gem store.
To be fair, do you think? Wait, hold on. as far as I'm aware, you might know different actually. I don't think Torben plays the game anymore, right? So isn't this guy no longer fake Torben? Isn't he just real Torben at this stage?
I think he's always fake Torben. There's, yeah.
Yeah,
That's never gonna change.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I won't say any further on the topic, but.
Yep. Okay. Oh, he sometimes plays. Dude, Skelling knows a lot. Skelling is like very...
Yeah, Skelling...
He's ingrained in the scene. Like, he knows many things about PvP. He also enjoyed the Scourge meta, by the way. He actually did like it. He preferred it that way.
Well, who didn't?
Yeah. You know, I always remember... Like,
Scourge?
I don't think Blackjack was streaming this, but one of my favorite moments in PvP was when I played we played the 4v4 special AT, right? And I played with basically peepos, right? Like people who did not really play PvP. And we played 4 Scourges. And we actually beat Blackjack, like multiple monthly AT winners, because we played quadruple Scourge in 4v4, and they were playing like Holosmith or some shit, right? And yeah, Skelling was there, obviously. And I just wish Blackjack had been streaming, because I bet the comms would have been fucking amazing, right? If that had been going down. That would have been a free casting moment, right? Like some free casting happening, potentially, like that.
Free casting.
Okay, so we're on round number 6, I think. Actually, final round of Swiss.
Yeah. Lisa versus
Snowfall.
Crandall's team.
Yep, that's definitely worth looking at.
That might be the best game. I think.
I want to say you're right there, because like, yeah, Krog versus just a pug, I think. That will obviously be pretty straightforward. Draza versus, I think, another pug.
Yeah, then...
yeah, I think realistically...
Yui's team also, I think, is versus a pug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just versus AAA. I actually don't know who AAA is. I mean, maybe they're some sweats that we just have been completely ignoring, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's going to be Team Snowfall versus Team Lisa.
This is looking like a pretty decent matchup. It'll also just be interesting to see if the Frenchies play, like so far they're playing the, same thing. They're even back on the Vert instead of the Hollow, or the Spectre, excuse me. Although he's swapping now.
Oh, really?
Wait, Crandall on DH. Big fan of this. If he sticks with it.
No, he's swapping.
Will Bender.
Wait, you're a big fan of the you big fan of the DH?
Oh, I just like DH. Like DH. I think DH is it's one of my favorite specs.
Yep.
So. Big DH fan.
Do you know? Do you have any favorite DH players?
Yeah. There was this guy who used to play. I think he was an NA player.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know who you want me to say. No, I'm not a fan of that player that you're thinking of.
Wait. What player? What player do you think I'm thinking of?
The one in your chat, who I refuse to say the name of.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, help me out.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Well, you're not gonna get me to say it, because then you'll just clip it and endlessly spam it like you did the other one. So good try, Teapot. Anyways, the game is starting. Come on, let's be professional about this.
Yeah, you should have said Tyrone, dude. Like, you had what an opportunity you had to say Tyrone. Tyrone Lamau.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway, here we go. It's still going to be we did see a relog, but it was just that. It was a relog from Scaros. Still in the Virtuoso. Oh, Lisa goes down here. Her middle actually gets taken out by the Holosmiths.
Oh my God. Lisa getting deleted here. The Vert, maybe not far behind, has Mass Invis, has Shield Block, is going to jump up some crates, but I doubt it's going to be enough. Yeah, that was annihilation for this Vindicator.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, it's an interesting spec, of course, because if it has this big window of vulnerability, because you don't have a stun break when you're on Ventari. And of course, your opponents can tell when you're in Ventari, right? They can see the little buff on you. So if they know that, they just try and lock you down during that. You can die incredibly quickly. Definitely one of the main weaknesses, I would say, of the build in general. Of course, does have high sustain, high bunker potential as well, but does have that vulnerability as well, kind of baked into how the class actually works. So it has a bit of vulnerability that other supports maybe don't have, or at least in the same way. But hold on a minute. Another Oliver just gets eviscerated by the Untamed leaping in and finding that kill. A lot of damage coming out from the red team right now. But blue team, even though they're dying a whole lot, they are actually winning the game.
Yeah, funny thing here actually with Conquest, you kind of touched upon this a little bit before. The nodes are what actually give you the points, not the kills. But Red Team probably will figure that out at some point and get some of the nodes themselves. So far, they're having a little bit of trouble doing that, though. Even though, yet again, we see a kill here for Blue Team. They were holding on to side nodes until just a second ago. But yeah, Lisa once again going to be going down. And memes aside, again, I think this is just an example of the classes that Red Team are playing versus the classes the Blue Team are playing. They just have way more damage. It's probably something to say that Blue Team have also been in a lot of outnumbered situations when they're losing the players. Red Team are just rotating around, and that's why we see Blue Team, kind of ahead with the nodes. But especially once the cannon comes up, I think it's going to really start swinging the way of Red Team because, nodes are what get you the points, but kills are what get you the nodes and swing you the map eventually, especially when you have side objectives in the map as well that are very impactful, like cannon.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a very different approach on handling that objective from the Blue Team. They're probably gonna look to stall it as much as they can because I think a team fight is not really winnable for them, right? Like with the approach they're taking with their composition, they would just get completely out damaged in like the really, really big fights that would happen. So they probably want to have one of their players stall it for as long as possible, waste their opponent's time, and then try and win these skirmishes. Because we now see this kind of going their way with Goku and Skitto looking for a kill in this 2v2 into Kranal and Shaman over here at the same time. Bell is now up there as well. We have Lisa in position to kind of bunker this down alongside the Renegade. And this is... I don't hate this for Blue as long as they can actually find some kills in one of these 2v2s, something like that, because they can probably hold this and stall the Bell for a good amount of time with this, but they need to win this 2v2. They've got to kill Kranal or Shaman, or I don't think they can really get anything done. And of course, without that, without Sausage's God, who has now just returned to the map, they have a lot of limited potential, I think, in actually getting stuff done. He's going for the decap there, will then rotate to the Bell. I'll say this, though. Skitto and Goku are holding very, very well there over here. So Red Team has been slightly blunted with their aggression, but Blue, right now, they're playing to not lose, right? But how are they going to win?
Right. Yeah, again, I would be shocked if I see them able to take this Bell. Again, I think they can stall it, but as long as Red Team aren't losing the map, that's still okay for them. That being said, it is definitely going to be harder if Red Team can't find the kills that they were finding earlier, if they do get stalled here for a pretty long time. The Tempest was doing a nice job of rotating in between the Bell and that side node, keeping their players alive. But right now, it is going to be matched up. However, we are going to see Sausage God, Blue Team Hollismith immediately turned on while they're just letting the Tempest hold onto the node. He is going to get sustained here from Lisa, though, the support Vindicator from Blue Team, as he gets into the nodes. So now we have a full-on 3v3. This is probably going to get stalled out for a pretty long time. But again, something really significant to remember, if Red Team gets a kill, if Blue Team gets a kill, it can get countered by the glyph from Red Team. However, we are going to see on the side node, we finally see a kill here picked up onto Shaman. So as you said, that Blue Team 2v2 working out really well for them. The Core Warrior and the Virtuoso, the Tempest was not able to rotate into it. We're going to see a lot of pressure onto Goku, but he's going to be able to sustain himself back up. That's going to be a kill confirmed. That probably is side nodes now one for them. And the Bell is still kind of stalemated.
And you see that, this is what I mean. This is kind of the win condition I was thinking of. Sausage's God, I think, isn't going to be able to make it. It's going to have to just start this 1v1 after the decap there. Looks like Untamed doesn't really want to play for that, wants to go back into middle. That did, of course, leave Sakai completely alone on middle. I think might end up going down there, yeah. Is there a res? There is, I see it. It comes through, so that does salvage the situation. But Blue Team, they're getting to the... This is kind of what I was talking about in the 55 game. They're starting to set up their win condition. And, I have to say, actually, I think the Bell is actually kind of good for Blue Team in a way because it splits up the Red Team. It forces the more skirmishy kind of playstyle. They want a map with lots of objectives on it because that allows them to kind of set up their players in the right spot. Now, the Renegade does get exploded here as a massive 5-player push from Red rather, pushes onto the Bell. But Blue have managed to find the side nodes, but they need now to probably defuse this fight because they can't possibly hope to actually engage this.
Man, Glint lived for so long there. He had 4 players on him, and he didn't die. It actually took that 5th player there to get him. I mean, eventually I'm sure the 4 players would have gotten the kill. But yeah, decap coming out on middle node. They lose players, but they're still stalling the Bell. It might actually go to the next Bell. I think actually, yeah, it skipped the second Bell.
It's already skipped,
right? Because we're under 9 minutes. Yeah, they were stalling out for so long. They still have the Vindicator here. They haven't capped it yet. Lisa and actually the Renegade has come back off respawn. They got 2 more kills from there. They're gonna find the Vindicator here. This probably should be the Bell for them eventually, but the gap has closed significantly, and we'll just have to see how Red Team reacts. coming out from the Bell. Now they can kind of move around the map a little bit more freely. And you're right. I kind of thought that the Bell was going to be a boon for Red Team, but it almost seems the opposite. And Blue Team played into that pretty well. And I think Red Team's mistake maybe was just not committing enough to the Bell fast enough. I almost, you know, I say this a lot with Skyhammer, where I feel like teams overcommit resources to it, but I kind of think it's the opposite here with the Bell, especially when they were going to be on there for so long. However, Glint kind of caught out of position here, away from the rest of his team, taken out pretty quickly. That's going to be a nice little stagger there for Red Team. I think that splits apart a lot of the 2v2 potential that Blue Team has. And they're going to have a double cap for a second, unless the decap comes through. It does not. Crandall going to be there in time to stop that from happening. So double cap for Red Team after that Bell. We're going to see next Bell coming up in a minute and a half. We'll see how that affects the map state. Blue Team seemed to benefit from it pretty heavily last time. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, they just need to get back to that spot. It just seems that, you know, they just don't have quite enough bunker to survive this, right? Because they're just not tanky enough. And also, when they have those 2v2s, they just resolve so slowly. We saw how long it took them to get a kill in their 2v2. They won it, but it took like 3 minutes, right, to actually win. And that's just not really good enough in this map. They want to be constantly slowing this game down, getting a kill, getting these nodes like locked down in their favor, but it's just taking a little bit too long. They haven't got the set. And Sausage's God is completely dead here. Kuba comes in for that kill. That's going to leave Goku alone. And with the Bell coming up, I think this is looking very, very tough here for the Blue Team. Yeah, that was a very good timing there. That kill's coming through. 45 seconds to the Bell. If Red Team get that, I think their victory is basically certain.
Ooh, Shaman. Taking a decent burst there, but I think Blue Team just don't have the players and the sustain. The players are there from Red Team, so they're going to be able to hold on to that. Still a little bit low here, though, in this fight. We see Glint, the Renegade, coming back in. Rebound, not going to be enough there. We probably see the Glyph. We do. That was close, though. Almost got cleaved out. But that's going to be a lot of damage coming out here, and they're outnumbered. Blue Team's still fighting outnumbered, but huge burst coming out from Red Team onto the Renegade. He's going to go into downstate. The Virtuoso probably going to be right behind him. Has shield block for a couple more seconds. We do see the Hallsmith coming in off of respawn, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to turn the tide here for Blue Team. They're still trying to find this and fight this outnumbered. Bell coming up in a couple of seconds. We'll see if anyone splits off from it now. We do see Goku cutting CC'd out. He's going to be taken out here now as well. That's a lot of sustain taken away. I can't believe the Vert was able to sustain and survive there, but it's at the cost of his core warrior. And so far, at the cost of the map, double cap here for Red Team. Held on very hard over this mid-node fight.
Yeah, that Tempest, it's just so powerful. Like, the team fight went from being really scary and having that player downside. It could have gotten control. Yeah, the Glyph, just so much value alongside all of the support, the boons, the heals that the Tempest can bring. That stability to the fights. It was just a bit too much for the Blue Team there, and yeah, the Vindicator struggling to keep up with the raw support output of the Tempest. And yeah, that revival potential just delivering and saving the day there, getting that. It was even a water version, right? So 100% HP, full HP revive. Yeah. And well, this Bell really fight's not looking great for Blue either, I'm afraid. They're gonna have to figure something out. Because, like, I just think that, you know, obviously.
Ooh, Shaman.
Ooh.
He's gonna get pretty low in this fight. The Revenant's doing a really good job locking this node down and sustaining through all of the damage. We do see Blue Team actually potentially giving up this node. There's 4 Red Team players here. We do see a couple players from Blue Team kind of going off to the side nodes looking for decaps. They have to do it to be able to slow down the point gain here from Red Team. But they can't lose this either, because this is a 50-point Bell. That's game 1 if Red Team get it. And they're still ticking onto a node. A lot of pressure on a Shaman. He's going to go very, very low. That might be the Holosmith taken out. Still a lot of sustain coming through for him, but we don't see Glyph available for another 20 seconds. So if they can find this kill, that's not going to be the guaranteed res. Cleave coming out, looking pretty good. And I think Blue Team actually take this. Red Team looking like they're not even going to try to contest it. They're just going to give the 25 points away. They can win off of one node pretty easily. So as long as they don't lose players and overcommit to this, it's a really, really smart play. But we already see this Untamed pretty low in this node. The rotation from Blue Team actually a little bit faster than Crandall can get over here. If they can find this kill on this Ranger, that's really going to slow Red Team coming back into this out as well. And the decap comes through.
Sakaya also lands a kill with the Mortar Kit onto Sausage's God. Revive might have some potential, though, as the Blue Team are moving in for the reinforce. But again, this fight on the other side of the map, how on earth can they survive this 4v2? They need to somehow rotate over there, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Glint is eliminated. The cap will surely go to the Red Team in just a couple of minutes. Skitto's going to try and audit. Lisa and Goku are arriving. But again, that's not going to make it better. They're still going to be massively outnumbered and outgunned in this fight.
Yeah, tons of heals coming through from Vindicator. It's going to sustain them for a little while. And actually, Red Team choosing to leave this. They're going to just leave the 3v3. They're not going to outnumber it anymore, even with a kill on the map. They want to put some players into the rest of the map. They're worried maybe that the other nodes are going to get capped. But they also want to try to outnumber the other side of the map and just hold on to this node. If we can see Glint get here in time, he does with the Shiro port, so he's going to be able to stop this. But his Holosmith very, very low. He's going to have to peel for him, but he's not able to get there in time. The kill comes through. One node is all red team needs, or the Bell, which is coming up in a couple of seconds here. 3 minutes left in the game. 27 points here for red team. And they have the players in the position to get a node, which is all they need. Can they do it, though? Can they get this kill onto this Renegade and this node cap before the Holosmith comes back? Looking like it's a guarantee.
It absolutely is, unfortunately. And yeah, Sausage is God, I would say, having a tough time in this game, Roy. You know, showing that lack of experience as a completely fresh player to the game.
Brand new player.
Yeah. So, not quite able to measure up to the experience level of the red team here. And, well, yeah, I think you said it best, to be honest. Just the damage. Too much damage. Right, like blue team just not really able to set up their win condition effectively on the map. They almost had it on the Bell, that initial Bell sequence. They slowed the game down to a crawl and it looked like they had something going, but just the raw throughput of the red team of Snowfall, just a little bit too much.
This is the second game we've now seen the Frenchies lose with the same comp. First they lost to 55, and you know what? We can say 55 is just a different caliber team. They are just so good at the game that it doesn't matter what you play into them, they're going to beat you. But they lost to a team that is still very, very good, but it's not, you know, and they might be able to beat 55, but it's not the same where I would just outright say it's a player difference. I really want to see them try something different, whether that's how they're playing, you know, with these players. And, you know, again, they did do a little bit of a difference. They put the Virtuoso with the Core Warrior instead of the Renegade with it. And I like that they're trying that, you know, a little bit. But it seems like they're having trouble, even on a map that might favor them with that secondary mechanic that they got so much value from. I don't know. I think Holosmith and either Willbender or, you know, some sort of Ranger just does too much damage. You just need something there. One Holosmith just isn't enough to match it. And yeah, I really want to see them try something different if they want to try to be competitive in the elimination rounds, which we are going to next.
I completely agree. I like the idea of maybe experimenting with the Spectre a little bit. Because the Spectre, one of the things that I'm always very impressed when I see a Spectre is that it will just show up when someone's under pressure and just unload a massive heal into them, like resustaining them, like get them back on their feet. And it can still have like very good damage contribution in those kind of smaller skirmishing fights as well. So maybe there's some potential there, because I'm just not sure if the Virtuoso is doing a crazy amount of work in that game. But yeah, very difficult to make that work as well. I'd also be interested to see if there was a Tempest in the mix versus the heal Vindicator, to be honest. But again, you do lose some of the bunker value there, because the Tempest doesn't really bunker in the same way that a Vindicator does, so that changes the strategy, so they have to rethink the rotations there. So I think it is a bit of a comp issue, to be honest. I think that just the way the meta is right now, there's just a little bit too much damage for what they're doing to be reliable in the way they'd like it to be, but yeah, for sure.
I also just, I think the Vindy does so much, but when you're against a support that's also really good, it's not like Vindicator is so much better than Tempest.
Yeah.
And you don't have the res utility they do, I think you're just at such a significant disadvantage.
It feels so bad. Yeah.
I don't think you can overstate how strong res utility is, especially into a team that doesn't have it. But either way, let's focus on this game. We're going to see a bit of a comp shift here from red team. Double Willbender instead of Holosmiths here, as well as Riken on the I don't think he was playing Virtuoso before. He might have been. I don't quite remember. And also a Daredevil. Manager still on this Spellbreaker build that we talked about a couple of times. Let's see how that goes out. Already a ton of pressure onto one of these Willbenders, though, and he's going to go to downstate over onto the Henge. Draza taking him out there with a nice placed short bow shot. So blue team take first blood.
Yeah, there's the first, but there is definitely an interesting composition here. And like for me, I do believe that the story of this game, and this will be not the most exciting POV to watch, but for me, it's like, how are they going to get value out of this Spellbreaker? Right? Like, what are they going to do with that? How are they going to force their opponents to play into it? Right now, of course, it's just going to be in an infinite 1v1 against the Condi Solbys, at least for the time being. The Willbenders and the Verts having a little bit of trouble connecting, at least for now. Interesting choice to go for that over the Holosmiths. They really want, I guess, that ultra mobility and just extreme burst damage. Maybe lining that up with the Virtuoso and then just rotating very quickly around the map here with the Thief. Thief now moving in, trying to get this... get the Spellbreaker on the point where it wants to be, locking down this node. Not going to have a lot of success in doing it, though, as we have the Spectre kind of rotating in to kind of prevent that from happening. Now also being matched, though, by Riken on the Virtuoso. Blue team now with the double cap. How is red team going to respond to this?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, what you said is right. It would be nice to see how they force, blue team to play into this Spellbreaker, but I think the reality is, based on how this game is going so far, they're not even going to be in a position to do so. They're just getting killed across the rest of the map.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, we saw in previous games other teams kind of just ignoring the Spellbreaker, leaving me on a node, but when your entire team is dead, it doesn't matter. The other team can just swarm you and they can kill you. That's exactly what happens here. Blue team are just farming kills at this point, and red team need to regroup, and they need to be able to find, some sort of crack in the armor of 55. They're not going to win doing this. They have to be able to get kills. They have to be able to get nodes. They have to be able to get pressure onto nodes, and favorable nodes as well. And right now that's not happening. We are going to see 3 of them grouped up here now at the Henge. The Guardian as well, the other Wilmeter, Aphelios Main, coming across, potentially to aid them, as well as the Thief. But now they're just going to disengage from that after getting decapped. And I am really curious to see if they're going to, where they're going to try to pick up kills. But they have to do it right now because they're kind of just getting picked off one by one.
Yeah, I simply find myself a little bit unconvinced by the bunker, to be honest. It just doesn't seem to really contribute a lot to the 2v2s in particular. Like, for example, let's say you want a +1, right? We want to get rid of this Soul Beast. The bunker's useless. It does nothing, right? Like, how do you do that? Like, it's very, very hard to get value out of. And of course, now it's fighting on enemy node as well. So it's doing literally nothing except keeping the Soul Beast here. But the Soul Beast wants to be here. The Soul Beast loves standing on this point, right, in this 1v1. So that's not really an issue. We do see a kill. A big Zerg of red are able to actually take out kill. And then they're going to go for a push. And maybe they can set up that map state they want. They can get their bunker onto a captured node on their side of the map. That would be fantastic. But I don't know. I just find myself very unconvinced by the bunker warrior, to be honest. I think the game is just too fast-paced, too damage-oriented for a bunker build to really deliver that value, because it just doesn't really handle the 2v2 super well. And it looks like even if it does have that node lockdown, you just ignore it and simply out-rotate. It just doesn't really seem to have potential in this game. Yeah. Also, another...
And they actually lose the node.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even win the node here when they have the players. I mean, I think you're completely right. The thing is that this Spellbreaker, unless it's on its own node and the map state is forcing the enemy team into it, which we have not seen a single time so far, it doesn't do anything in fights. It's not, the case with like Goku's build on Core Warrior. At least he's providing healing to, his allies with the shouts. This player's not doing that. He doesn't have tactics on at all. So I agree completely. I think this build it's almost like they're playing 4v5, and that's not a reflection of the player, it's a reflection of the build.
Yeah.
And, but again, beyond all that, they're not even in a state where they can start trying to manipulate the map, and force the team into this Spellbreaker because they're losing their players all around the map. We've seen 1, now maybe 2 kills with Drazen downstate here on the map here for red team. Yeah, they're just finding they're having a lot of trouble finding pressure. They're having a lot of trouble finding kills, and blue team just kind of playing them.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be the case as of right now. Warrior being forced away, just not able to survive. And, well, look, I hate to say it, I think it is just the case with the Holosmith. We've just seen these Holos do so well. They handle those 1v1s, they crush the Willbenders, and they still have that rotational damage potential as well. Draza may be in a little bit of trouble, but the healing from Misha is enough to actually just barely keep him alive throughout that encounter. Thief kind of ran away, though.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It is indeed looking pretty
especially... when you have a support that can rotate quickly, it's just so strong. And with a res utility, I don't know. Support is just so good, man. Not playing support, I feel like you're just gimping yourself. And I'm not saying you can't win, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's just so much harder. You're just fighting an uphill battle. Like, I feel like comps like what the Frenchies are trying to play, it's just an uphill battle. Like, it's just harder. You have to play so much better, in my opinion. And I don't know. It's just,
It's not happening.
And it depends on the meta, of course.
I think they're dead.
Either way, blue team,
let's see
doing pretty good
what else is going on. Ooh, all these games are pretty gnarly, actually. First round, goodness me. We have 585 to 21, 441 to 7, and 232 to 19 going on in the other rounds. So all the games are very, very bloody, I'm afraid, so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think semi should be closer.
For sure,
I think that, we have the top 4 teams are at a, pretty different pace. Like, this is probably the closest quarterfinal, and it's not that close with regards to the teams we have. Like, I think there's kind of like a top 5 that are a little bit of a higher level than the other 3 in the quarters here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happened, right? The system is working as intended. What it's done is that obviously it's basically distributed the top 4 into their own games, right? And that, of course, leads to some obviously very powerful, fairly swingy matches in that first round. But of course, It can't do that anymore for round number 2, and that means that round number 2 is where those highly seeded teams are going to end up battling each other, is in the semifinals that are going to be coming up in just a moment here. So I think, yeah, red team, they are getting a little bit of value here, but at the end of the day, they're dead. Unlucky.
Yeah. Very unlucky indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful that we'll see, because I think 55 are pretty much destined for the finals here, and I would be surprised. Actually, who are they going to play? Oh, I don't know if we can tell anymore, because the other
ones have gone, so it's not immediately obvious to us like where it's going to go.
If it ends up being them versus the French team again in the finals, I really, really want to see the French team play a different comp. We've seen twice now versus 2 different teams. Their comp doesn't work, in my opinion. And yeah, again, I mean, obviously, I love seeing different comps. I love seeing a variety of comps. But I think when you have Hollowsmith and Willbender just doing so much damage, it's just, you can't not play them. And again, a support with the res utility. And I'm just gonna keep bashing on the same points, I guess. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to see. But you never know. We've seen, like you said before, you know, you're hesitant to call something. We've seen French teams do some kind of crazy stuff before, and you know, play unorthodox, play, you know, against meta and win very well against it. And if they can do that, then you know, more power to them for sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The semis should be pretty interesting. I'd like to see who the other semi teams are.
Yeah, we're about to find out very soon, as these games are about to wrap up. As the other one is 350 to 26. The other one, it's going to be Team Demolish versus Team Snowfall, actually. And that means it's going to be 55 versus French in the semis, if I am not mistaken, looking at how these games are going down. So that is the situation. I think both games could be potentially very interesting. I think I'd lean towards Team Demolish versus Team Snowfall being very, very spicy. I believe we did indeed see this matchup already, and I think Team Demolish won, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not crazy. But it was a pretty intense match. And yeah, 55 versus French also has some decent potential. Do you have any thoughts, completely unrelated, do you have any thoughts on the frog wide emote?
That's a great emote.
Yeah. Like, what do you think it means?
What do I think it means?
Yeah.
It's a wide frog. What else would it mean? It's literally in the name. I don't...
Yeah.
What do you think it means?
Well, I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Like, who can possibly interpret it?
You don't think it means a wide frog?
Well, I mean, like, no. But
you don't think frog wide means a wide frog?
Well, I mean, it is a wide frog, but like, surely there's some subtext to it.
Why? Why can't a wide frog just be a wide frog, Teapot?
Because that's not how language works, bro.
I don't want to live in a world where wide frogs can't just be wide frogs.
Well, I mean, it is just a wide frog, but it's also more than that at the same time. Would you not agree?
I vehemently disagree.
Oh, okay. I see. I get it.
It's a gosh darn wide frog, Teapot.
I mean, it certainly is. Frogs.
All right. Anyways, here we go. Yeah, this should be a pretty good game. I agree. Did we see these teams play in Swiss rounds? We must have.
I think we did. And I believe it went the way of Team Demolish.
I think Red Team won.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes. Like they all blur together right at this stage, but I think I think so. But I believe it was competitive.
Yeah.
So it's
well,
and also this is a weird map too, right? Like this is a weird map. Anything could happen. I think it's not obvious like who could win. Oh, actually, Chad is telling me that it was actually a victory for Team Blue. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was the inverse result of what we expected. And yeah, but again, this is a very unusual map. Of course, basically anything can happen at this stage. So, well, let's see it. So far, we've got the initial kind of pushes going down here. We've got some Willbender versus Willbender action over here. Epi versus Cranel. Of course, Alex and the Tempest pushing into middle, having a little bit of a 2v2 there. So far, very mirrored rotations. Now, I think one thing that's notable here, and there is a Thief for red. And Thief on this map, ooh, hold on, that's not gonna save Demolish. Demolish goes down immediately, maybe a little bit too aggressive. Oh no. Oh my God, this is a caster curse all over again. What is this? I was just about to say that Thief is pretty good on this map, but he just dies.
He does indeed, and that's going to be a red team losing 2 players, just kind of flatlining. Okay, look, no shade on Notamelon, but we've seen him put himself in a couple of situations in the last couple of games where he immediately just kind of gets cursed for it. So definitely going to have to see him try and avoid that in the rest of this game. Either way, though, strong start here for blue team. No nodes capped here yet, and we're actually going to see Demolish trying to get over to Temple in order to contest it. He does, so that's going to stop blue team from being able to cap it. Still going to be a disadvantage on the map here for red team. I believe Epi just got glyphed as well. Yep, so Yui going to burn that glyph there. Notamelon again here for the peel. See if he's going to be able to get his Tempest out of there. You're going to see Crandall just sitting on top of that Tempest trying to get some damage. On the other side, though, Kuba the Untamed taking a lot of pressure here from the Holosmiths of red team. So far, they can't find that kill, though. And we should still see the glyph here for Alex available. Kill comes out onto Draw now.
Yeah, and the Tempest falling down, unfortunately going onto the node to keep that contest. It's going to be a bleed out situation, but Epi in so much trouble as well. This team fight, absolutely disastrous, unfortunately, for the red team here. Epi may be able to escape here, just barely getting chased down, though, by the Spectre. Oh, and runs directly into a Holosmith and falls onto the ground.
Yeah,
well, Notamelon dies too. Ooh, this is rough.
I'm kind of feeling like burst damage is just kind of what you want right now. And we see that in 4 of the 5 classes on blue team, and we only see that in 3 of the 4. 3 of the 5 for red team. I think the Spectre can get a lot of value, but especially right here, with this comp, I don't think he's going to be getting a ton of plus value. A ton of rotational value. At least maybe when the buffs come up, we'll see it a little bit more. But, it's just in the team fights, you just have so much pressure from an Untamed, 2 Holosmiths, and a Willbender, all just pumping out damage, very quick damage, very, burst heavy damage. And I just don't think the condition pressure from the Spectre is going to match it. But, we'll see what happens. Red team, we could see them come up with something different here. Triple cap, though, for blue team. They're definitely going to need to contest the stillness buff. They cannot allow 9 points to be ticking for blue team.
Nope, they absolutely cannot. They're going to have to deal with that. But, of course, that is where the game can potentially open up a little bit, as you were talking about, Ron. When you have that extra objective, weird stuff can happen. Notamelon going for it immediately. It's not going to be grabbed, though, as we do have the Untamed moving. But immediately locked down there with the Elite on the Spectre, forcing the Untamed to disengage away from that, leaving only Crandall to contest this note. Kuba running over towards middle. Will have to kind of get some health back there, but a really big point advantage now starting to build up for the blue team. Draw in a little bit of trouble as well, getting blasted down by the Holosmith alongside the Tempest. 2 Holos delivering DPS. Red Tempest doing their absolute best to keep the Holosmith alive. Is it going to be enough? It is, at least for now. But yeah, these fights are just... They're looking very scary for red. I feel they haven't found their stride in this game, and blue is just completely just steamrolling through this game. However, the damage gets turned around onto Sakar potentially, but the support is good from Alex, and Dra maybe overextends even, might get punished.
Yeah, Dra, yeah, he's going to get taken out. There is the glyph, but the CC is going to be better, and Yui can't get that res. I don't know. I think you just have to have enough damage to match these team fights, and they don't. Yeah. We're going to see... Oh, there's the glyph coming out, but I mean, what? I don't know. I don't even know if I would have glyph there. I think probably this fight's lost. They're not on their node. Maybe Demolish gets out, but we're not going to see Yui get out. He's not going to make it back to the node. Oh, he does. Okay, just barely, but... that's what it's going to do is slow blue team down by a fraction of a second. Stillness almost gets capped here for blue team. That would have been disastrous. And yeah, I mean, red team just cannot find a foothold back into this game. They are going to get a decap onto mid, but I don't know if they're going to get a full cap. They're still down their support on the map for another 15 seconds. Blue team with the power play here. Stillness potentially going to get picked up here for blue team as well. Notamelon trying to troll it, but he needs to be careful he doesn't get taken out. And yeah, red team really, really struggling. Yeah,
this is tough, and I think you're absolutely right. It is just, I do think if I had to make a determination, a criticism, I would say that blue team feels very, very focused with their targeting. I think their team fighting is superior, actually. I think it's not just the composition here. I feel like they're very focused in their aggression. I really like the Untamed in the mix there as well. I think we've seen a lot of damage, kind of being a bit of a surprise from the Untamed even, that's caught people off guard a little bit. But just in general, it just feels that blue team, they're identifying those targets, they're keeping it simple, they're holding W, they're getting kills. It really is that simple. And I think that red team is not quite executing their strategy well enough. They need a slightly more stable map state. They want to be playing 3 3 nodes with the Thief, but blue team's just not allowing that, and they haven't been able to find a way to make that happen. They've simply been on the back foot, a little bit too slow the entire game, and blue team has just, they found their advantage, they found their strategy, they know what they want to do, and they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if you would want to check out the other game. It literally just started.
Yeah, we could maybe take a look, because I think this is obviously going to be pretty...
It's up to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can maybe wait for bottom buff to come up and see if anything happens, but this is obviously looking pretty favored towards blue at this stage. So we will go and check out the other game, guys, because look, the French, look, never count the French out, guys. We've seen them struggle a little bit with their comp, but they face 55, and, well, never underestimate the Frenchies, guys. They may have some technology that they've saved for this moment. We'll check that out in a moment.
Just a quick report as well. They did get first blood as well, Frenchies. They took out Maya in the 2v2. We see, we see the Spectre with Goku actually in the 2v2. No more Vert. Skiddo's now on a Spectre.
I actually like that. And I tell you what, this game's dead. I'm hopping in to the other one on Temple of the Silent Storm. Let's see what we've got here. Sausages Godroy in the downstate. You know, you hate to see that.
Yeah, kind of on farm so far this tournament, but we are going to see a slight advantage here for red team starting out. They did get that early kill onto Maya over at the Temple with Goku and Skiddo in that 2v2. Right now, though, locking it down Altar is going to be the Revenants, Vindicator, and Renegade. Plus, coming in from Skiddo, potentially, that's going to be Maya there a little bit sooner off of respawn. So we'll see if the Vindicator can sustain this Renegade long enough for the Holosmith. Excuse me, the other Spectre to get in there. So far, it looks like they can.
Yeah.
Middle node going to blue team. So it's a node apiece.
What do you think of the map here? I feel like if red team's comp is going to work, this has got to be one of the better ones for it, right? Like, it's a huge map. They can potentially slow things down. It's not Skyhammer. I think they really like Skyhammer, right? That's the worm hammer, as it's referred to for the French worms.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think that the extra objectives popping up here, I do think it gives some potential to red team's comp to kind of get the stall that they're looking for, to really force those 2v2s, to prevent team fights from popping up. Like, this has got to be one of the places where it could work, right?
I don't disagree on paper, but again, as we just saw, Lisa taken out very quickly in, I think that was just a 3v3. I don't think they were outnumbered there. I think the damage from blue team, again, is it's just too much. I don't think you can sustain with these builds. Like, Renegade and Vindy, super tanky. Core Warrior, super tanky. Spectre even, super tanky. I just don't think they can do it, though. I think the damage is too high on the Soul Beast, on the double hollow. And you know, this isn't even just like all burst like we saw in the last game. This is the Condi Soul Beast.
Yeah.
You know, and they have a Spectre, right? Like, they're kind of doubling up. They have two Condi, two power builds. But yeah, I mean, again, the Holosmiths, they just pump. It's pump difference.
They
We're
do.
Gonna see,
It's pump diff.
taken out as well. That's going to be a long bleed. I actually, another thing to note here is both of the kills that we just saw here for blue team onto the Renegades, the Revenants, excuse me, for red team, they were both bled very significantly. There's a long amount of time those players were in downstate, not contributing to this game state. And I think that's a big reason we see this double cap and stillness now coming out as well. Taking for 4 here is going to be blue team. And they have pressure on Temple. I don't know. This is just looking very, very good for blue team so far. Red team have to do something different. And it does not start with Sausage going into downstate again.
No, Sausage's guard is just getting hard focused. Skiddo also just comes back off respawn, tries to make something happen, gets caught by Holosmiths and killed instantly. And this is like, I think the red team are going to have some nightmares about engineers, right? Like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be rough to have a night's sleep after this one because it is just completely brutal. And of course, this is going to lead to a snowball. All of the Holosmiths surging forwards into the temple here, taking out or starting to pressure Glint, Lisa, and Warcord as well. They're holding pretty well, to give them some credit here, but how long can this go on for? I'm not sure if they can do it indefinitely. Lisa taking heavy pressure, tries to evade with the stuff. The Condis are ticking, though, and that's another kill secured for blue.
Yeah, I mean, if you can sustain outnumbered, I think you have a pretty strong advantage, you know, with a comp like this. Or if you even match them, but right now they're not doing that. In the beginning, they were matching them, and they lost. Now they're being outnumbered because they've been bleeding kills, and they lost. They really need to stop losing players. They have to regroup. They have to try to push back into this map and get some sort of foothold. Right now, they have 2 players dead. They cannot lose anybody else in the next 10 seconds until they can get all their players together. We see Glint now putting some pressure onto middle node. But he's going to be outnumbered, you know, at least 1 versus 2. If he dies here, that just, again, it staggers red team and stops him from being able to come back into this map and put pressure on it. And again, the Hollow-Smith now taking a lot of pressure. He is going to get the sustain here and some peel here coming out from Lisa, so that's good. But, you know, we've got to see them fight together. We've got to see them find a kill and try to make something work off of it. Drazah taking a little bit of pressure, but he's going to get back to his team.
Yeah, gets over there. You can see the Tempest standing firm, waiting in the middle. A bit of an outnumber here, but Drazah has that block available, deflecting a lot of that damage. And the support, the peels from the team are here. And, well, look at the score, Roy. That says a lot, I think. 55 are looking unstoppable, pushing into the finals.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, again, you know, okay, so we see all 5 players from red team here alive. They've grouped up. You know, they're on the map. They get a decap, or they're holding on the Aldridge decap. They're trying to sustain onto mid. Are they going to find a kill? Maya, we saw her die earlier on in the beginning of the game. She's very low, gets into Shroud, but taken out immediately. But there's probably a glyph available, and there it is. Misha gets the glyph. That's going to be the fight. Now all of that damage, all those cooldowns put into Maya, it now kind of wasted, and now the pressure coming back up on the sausages. They just don't have the same sustain throughout the fight that the blue team have because of that glyph, because of that dedicated support. Even with the support Vindy, it's just such a big difference. And we're going to see Stillness now coming up, as well as Tranquility pretty soon. We'll see if the buffs are going to make any difference here for red team, but I don't know if it's going to matter. They're 300 points down.
Yeah, it's almost insurmountable at this stage, I feel like. Oh, and the Stillness gets taken as well immediately by 55. I think Maya just sniped it before proceeding onward to rotating across the map for this node. And that's going to be 4 points per tick. And, well, I mean, like, I think we're getting towards the end of this game now. I don't think there's any way that red team can survive, especially with Glint going down there. A quick speedy plus from the Spectre secures that kill. Kill finishing off Glint over here as well. Goku trying to make something work into Drazah with the core warrior, but isn't able to. Maybe we'll be able to slowly decap the node, but it's going to take a long time. That Hollow-Smith showing its versatility, more than capable of kind of holding its own in this fight at the same time. And yeah, now also replaced there. Drazah able to rotate away as the crocodile emoji has now enabled here on this node, as Warcord is going to disengage away.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, you know, it's unfortunate to see the semis not being very close, but I can't say I'm that surprised. I mean, you know, obviously, again, you know, love to be proven wrong. If there was a team to prove me wrong, you know, about something with comps, it would obviously be the French team. But, you know, I said it after their first 2 matches that we saw. I just don't think this comp works in this meta, unfortunately, for them. And, you know, again, credit to them for sticking with their guns and trying something different. Totally love to see that, but unfortunately, it did not work for them. We are going to see 55 in a very dominant Temple game going to the finals now. We'll have to see what happens there.
100%, and that really is that. It's going to be the finals. Whoa, look at Goku. If he was in ranked right now, he'd be flaming his team, no? He got top kills, top damage, top defense, top offense, top healing.
He's just farming stats.
Yeah.
I don't expect anything different from Goku, just farming stats, man.
He's just farming, he's feasting. But yeah, that's going to be it.
Goku MVP.
And we're going on to the finals. No, I mean, what happened to No Boyce no win? No Abindo no win. They're winning anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe, wait, have you thought about this? Maybe they DDoSed Boyce so he couldn't play because they thought he was going to throw the tournament for them. So they actually did it on purpose. That's why they were able to get Kill in so easily. Because like Kill was,
I mean, Kill is really good.
Yeah. But that's what I mean though. He knew
Kill's kind of cracked.
They wanted to replace Boyce with Kill, but they just didn't, they couldn't bring themselves to tell him, like, so old man Boyce. His Boyce is washed as fuck.
Yeah. He plays too much ranked.
Too much
ranked. He's only got ranked brain.
Too much Tekken. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have Wi-Fi.
Unfortunate. I mean, that's tough.
That is an important part of gaming, is having Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, you do need that. You need to have a backup. All right, finals. Here it comes. Are you ready? Are you mentally prepared for the finals?
Nah, could you ask him to wait?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're taking the time anyway, so I think we're good. Not a problem. Not an issue.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yeah?
This raiding tournament you mentioned, what, so how long, how many days? Is it just 1 day?
Just a 1 day, yeah. Just a 1 day tournament. Little mini tournament.
Is it CMs or is it just?
I believe it is normal modes.
Okay. It's just raids?
Unless I enable CM.
Right. Oh, unless you enable CM.
Yeah, no, I won't. Well, I mean, I would not be able to do that, but I would if I could. Like, tournament with Wing 8 CMs needs to happen, in my opinion. Because, you know, I'm just saying, like, Wing 8 CM, Greer CM it's good. I don't have to tell you. Yeah, it is. Greer CM can win.
Yeah. Is this going to be the first raid tournament with Wing 8?
No, because Chaos Raiding Open 2 had Wing 8. Not on CM,
okay. Right. Cool. Yeah, it's exciting. I'll try and tune into that.
Yeah.
Is it next, or two weeks from today, you said?
2 weeks from today, yeah. Finals are up. Cool. Game has not started yet. It's going to be Team Snowfall versus Scuffed Rank 55 Dragons with no Abindo and also no Boyce. Do you think Boyce is in comms? Do you think he's like making the calls? He's actually team leader right now? Maybe that's the case. And yeah, no Cinder in her as well. Misha and Draza are still present, that's correct. And like Misha and Draza are like the big core members at this stage, I feel like. Also, shout out to YouTube. YouTube is watching as well. Although when there's drops on, they barely watch. Like YouTube will come to Twitch to feast on the drops.
I'm unshouting at YouTube.
Wait, so you just have no interest in communicating with them or what?
No, I'm canceling your shout out.
Oh wow, so you're negating it. You don't want them to have any attention or what? Like what's the deal with that? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not real.
All right.
You're basically talking to yourself.
You're saying they don't exist? Am I just hallucinating them or what?
Yeah. You might as well be.
Well, I guess that makes sense. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, YouTube is putting sad faces. Invalidated by Roy. Unhappy face. That's what they're saying.
You can put emotes in YouTube chat now?
Oh,
Wow, when did that happen?
It's Skyhammer for the finals. If
Ooh,
only the
Frenchies.
French if only they made it.
They would have won.
Then they could have activated. All right, then. So on the red team, it is going to be Alex, Shaman, Kranel, Sakaya, and Kuba facing off against the Master of Disaster, Misha, Maya, Crocodile Emoji, Kill, and Draza. Double Holosmith on both sides. Main comp difference is, of course, we've got the Untamed versus the Soul Beast, and then there is, of course, the Thief, the Spectre, on the blue team
versus the
Willbender, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Core Ranger on Kuba now instead of Untamed. Think he stays on Core Ranger with no skills?
I think that would definitely be a pretty interesting decision. I believe this is, of course, basically to conceal what build is going to be played. I imagine is kind of the end game here.
He's making a new build right now.
But I do believe it will be the Untamed, as we've seen a lot of success with that throughout this tournament with the spear weapon.
Yeah.
So definitely stay
tuned. Or maybe
tuned
he's
for
getting DDoSed as well. Maybe all the Rangers in this tournament just get DDoSed.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, they got to make sure they don't hit Oki then. What if they hit Oki by accident? That'll be unfortunate. I feel like.
Yeah, wrong Ranger.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong Ranger.
Whoops. Guys. Yeah, wrong guy's DC'd.
What,
Whoops.
What do you think about Sakai's name?
Let's see. What is it? Wait, was it fur? Wait, what is this shit? Furry paw, meow meow. I'm not surprised. Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, are you surprised?
Oh, okay.
Are you surprised?
I don't know Sakai like that. I guess you do.
Well, I mean, look, I know PvP players, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely, unfortunately. I mean, why do you think I stopped streaming and casting for so long? All right. Anyways, here we go. Finals for Tournament of Legends in September 2025 on Skyhammer. It's rank 55, no Boyce, no Bindo versus this red team, and who doesn't have a name, versus Sakaya and his pals. So far, Draza taking a lot of pressure here early on. He's going to be pretty low here into the Untamed, but he's got the Prime Light Beam to knock himself.
Oh, he's turning this around, I think. Yep. Gets it, heal skill, not quite there, but yeah, turns it around with a brutal CC combo. Don't think that's going to be recoverable in any way. The Holosmith reigns supreme so far. Kuba eliminated. Shaman also falling in 55 off to a bit of a flying start in this this round.
Yeah, they are dragons. They can fly. We do see
true.
the glyph coming through here for Shaman. But the rotation coming in now as well. It's going to be a 3 versus 2. Maya making this outnumbered there for red team. Respawn coming through now for red team. Let's see if they can sustain. If they can live, then they might be able to regroup here. We got Oki here, or excuse me, Sakaya now as well. Crannel, though, taking a lot of pressure in this 2v2. I think that was probably 1 versus 1 before. Kuba coming off for respawn, though. Going to make this a 2v1. But a lot of pressure still from this Ranger on top of the pillars. Crocodile emoji. Pressuring down on to Crannel, and red team outnumbering here, probably not where they want to spend a lot of time, just because the rest of the team going to need them. Middle node now going to be outnumbered again, 3 versus 4, but they've done a really good job of sustaining here, burning the glyph, but they haven't given the node away so far, even with this outnumbered fight being outnumbered for so long. Huge knockback though, really nice knockback though. I think that was probably Misha with the gust knocking them off there, stopping them from being able to contest that. But we are going to see both side nodes still contested.
Still contested. I think the real key is Crannel needs to not die here. He does have renewed focus. He's going to be popping that pretty soon, I think. Wants to hold on, wants to even turn it around a little bit, potentially onto Crocodile emoji. Not going to be able to do that just for now, but is going to get that node secured. So a bit of a win here for the red team. Point A now fully uncontested, and Crannel holding his own in this 1v1 very effectively. Misha teleporting in here to climb up onto that terrain. Can they get a kill onto Crocodile emoji? Is there a res available from Misha? There is not. So if anyone dies here, that will be a fully confirmed kill. So red team took a decent job, but Kuba is actually down. Draza finds that kill almost immediately, and the cleave is absolutely colossal, leading to another kill. And red team, they've got to find out how to keep this Untamed alive.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've also just got to find out how to get kills here. I think this is just a classic case of the rotations being better for blue team. And yeah, I mean, like you said, the Untamed getting picked out really quickly a couple of times. Both times we've seen him die, kind of just in the wrong place at the wrong time, it looks like. Maybe overestimating his ability, in these 1v1s against the Hollowsmiths. But either way, red team, they are going to find a node. They're not going to be too far behind. Obviously, one thing that's really important to know, as always with Skyhammer, the games tend to be super slow. So having an early lead is nice, but you can also get kind of, stonewalled pretty long, especially once the Skyhammer buff comes up as well. You got to be careful not to overcommit to it, not to just sit on it the entire game and lose the map because of it. We're going to see what happens, though. See which team is going to find an advantage on Skyhammer. So far, it's going to be a 2 versus 2 here. Hollowsmith plus Misha versus Hollowsmith plus Alex. So Tempest and Hollow versus Tempest and Hollow.
Yeah, I
so
think
far the pressure is on the side of blue team.
Yeah, Sakaya was like really low on juice coming into this, so I think very far behind. Is the healing going to be enough for the Tempest to somehow stabilize this? We do have an additional player coming. Kuba comes in, and actually, Kill gets caught.
Yeah. Really nice plus there from Kuba. That was actually perfect timing. They saved the glyph, too, on the Tempest, so they didn't have to burn that. We'll see if it affects the map state as well, because Decap's coming out here for red team across the board. Crannel still holding this node down. He's going to be 1 versus 2, though. 1 versus 3, 2 versus 3 now. Skyhammer buff coming in. He has renewed focus, is able to get to it. He was CC locked for a little bit, but he's going to be able to find that elite skill. And red team doing a nice job here, taking advantage.
Misha got hit by that. Kill. I think Misha got clipped by the hammer there, by the way, and lost almost all of his health, if I'm not mistaken. And then ends up going down to the zone. And Crocodile emoji now in trouble as well. As Kuba hunting for that kill.
That's going to be huge. Really big kill if they can stagger this Soul Beast. That would be massive for them. If they can get middle off that as well. Misha going to be out here. He's going to be respawning just now. It's going to be hard for them to lock this Soul Beast down. I think they don't want to spend too many resources on it, which I think is probably a good call. If they can find a kill here at mid and take the node, that would be great for them. But they did potentially stay a little bit too long on that Soul Beast. I think they might have trolled themselves a little bit if they, as soon as Misha died, I think they needed to get over to mid. But they should still be able to take this node. They should have the advantage in this fight. They still have glyph available to them, which is really, really big. And they should have the early pressure here. We just got to make sure Oki doesn't go down, but he does immediately. He gets bursted. Will we see the glyph coming out from Alex? We should. He is in a good position to do so. He gets it out. But that's going to be, them slightly behind now in this fight. They have to be really careful.
Again. But draws it down. Hold on. Maybe they could rise. They've got to get this kill. Do they actually manage to get
the
it?
Glyph, though, for Misha.
Oh, the glyph saves Misha, and they were not able to get
really
that early.
Low still,
He's
though.
Still low, though. I don't think they can turn this, so it's so risky to turn this, right? There's no way they can. Almost managed to make it happen, but they're going to have to run away now and disengage. That was a very intense moment, and red team, they've got to be feeling a bit of energy right now. Like, they've got to realize that they can win this game. Like, if they're able to get a couple of things to go their way. Kuba handling this 1v1 over into Draza. Very scary. Had a little bit of difficulty, I think, at the start of this game into Draza. Is he going to go for it? Is he going to try and make it happen once again? Does have good resources, but is actually going to maybe think about disengaging potentially.
Yeah, I don't think he should stay here. I think you have to put the ego aside. You lost the 1v1 earlier, and, you know, I got to be honest, I just don't know if it's going to happen. Let's see if he can prove me wrong. He's going to go back into the node, and it is, I believe, yeah, it's not capped so far, so he is going to be, you know, in contesting node. Does get a lot of pressure onto Draza. Draza maybe not expecting it. He's going to pull off a little bit, but with the short post skills, he's not going to be able to stand on the node either, so, you know, a little bit of a slow cap here. Huge spear burst, though.
And into the positioning. Could this be a win into Draza? He's pushing for it. He finds it.
Ooh. Wow.
Oh, dear.
He proves me wrong. The other side of the map, though, or on Skyhammer, in fact, we are going to see a kill onto Sukaya, fortunately for red team. So they get a win one place, they get a loss elsewhere. Oh. But that was great. Really big shout out to Kuba. Really, really well played there. Draza, he's self-resing, though. Oh, okay.
Is going to get finished off. Is Shaman recoverable somehow? I don't believe that is going to be the case. Blue team get the Skyhammer. Definitely a montage clip for Kuba, though, especially if it is who I think it is. But anyway, we'll see how that manifests a little bit later on. But the red team, they just lost that team fight on the hammer. So spicy 1v1 montage clips aside, not a good overall interaction on the map for the red team, unfortunately.
I don't think that the losing Skyhammer there hurt them too much. They didn't have any nodes. They didn't really have people on the nodes in the fight. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world for them. Obviously, they would have preferred to get it. But they only lost one kill, and they did it at the same time that Draza dies. It doesn't really put them in a, an unfavorable map state because of it. Obviously not ideal. You don't want to see that happening. But I don't think it was as bad as the first Skyhammer going the way of red team. Either way, though, they can kind of, they can regroup here. Now that they've got all their 5 players in the map, hopefully they can look for a kill somewhere. Maya a little bit low. We see Draza again, also getting pressured out. Once again in this 1v1, he's looking to redeem himself. It's 1-1 between the two of them for 1v1s. We'll see who wins this one. Gonna cancel that Prime Light Beam, so he's not gonna go for that there. But so far, Kuba doing a good job, but Maya, though, now gonna be plussing.
Has to play it safe.
Kuba, there's no way he lives this. He has to immediately give up the node. Hopefully he can get out of it alive. We'll have to see. It's a lot of mobility there, but Maya's gonna be on
the hunt.
Going to try and take him down. On the other side, though, we see Kill. Very low out of this. Oh, and Misha down.
Misha down, yeah, he's Vapor form right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But Kuba's so very low. But the Tempest actually finds the support there. Misha and Kill, both dead. This is a big opportunity for the red team to make something happen here. Maya still on the hunt onto Kuba. The Tempest needs to get that support to make this work. I think we see that now in red team.
Almost dead.
Oh, if Oki dies here, this could get really scary, actually. The bear stance has been used, but there's no strength of the pack for a while. 5k health, 2k health. Is it going to be enough to survive the evasion going through? Griffin stance up. Is it going to be enough? Griffin stance is there. Strength of the pack is coming through.
there as well.
The Spectre support is incredible. Incredible survival there from Oki. Full resustain.
Oh, my God. Oki just playing out of his mind there. Crandall had a huge burst on him before we saw the plus as well coming out from Sakaya, but Oki just kiting perfectly. Still, this should be a double node cap here for red team. I almost want to see the opposite of what they did before and keep a player here long enough for them to get the cap on point C. They need to have a winning map state. Right now, they're not. Kuba going to be a little bit low once again here on this far side point. We're going to see Oki coming in as well. Excuse me, Sakaya coming in to support him. But Alex as well, really pressured out. They're going for the support here on this team. He has water overload, but it's not going to be enough. Kuba probably not far behind him, and he doesn't have the glyph to sustain him with his support and downstate. Blue team finding a life back into this game after losing both their support and DPS. And a big part of it is coming out of Oki, this soul beast, just sustaining so much, taking so many resources from red team.
If Oki died there, if they'd been able to find the kill onto the crocodile emoji, I think it looks a lot different now, right? They would have just had so many more resources to kind of get into those respawns, to push back into the respawns from blue. But Oki surviving the reinforcement from Maya has just saved the day completely. Sakaya falls over. Red team is crumbling a bit. Shaman, Alex, and now Crannel gonna fall as well. And 55. They have landed a crushing blow after a scary early game, and even mid-game, really. They land a devastating, destructive strike to their opponents. And I think they've got themselves into a very commanding position in this game now.
Kuba now running for his life from pretty much all of blue team. I mean, you have to just regroup. Like, you can, if Kuba dies and they get staggered now, I think he should be okay. Both of the hollows on him, no, he's dead.
Has Signo Stone.
Yeah, I mean, Alex is there. Maybe he has glyph available, but he's getting CC'd by Maya, by Misha. I just don't know if he's going to be able to get it.
No,
he gets interrupted at the last second. Oh, that was so close. But I think that might be game off of that.
Yeah.
That was close, but red team, they couldn't get the kill on
Crocodile
Oki,
emoji,
which was insane.
Crocodile emoji was too powerful.
By Oki.
Crocodile emoji carried the game, guys. I want to tell you. channeling the spirit of voice
massive.
on the Soul Beast. A massive 3v1 survival, denying the rotations from red, locking down the node. Crocodile emoji wins again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big plays from him. I mean, not to diminish, I think Kuba had some bright moments there, taking that 1v1 into draw. Really good plus onto that first Skyhammer. Some decent team play here from red team, but yeah, overall they got out rotated for most of this game, and they just got outplayed by Oki. Oki, the champion of this blue team.
Very much so. Relic of Nyos, Rune of the Mirage, Rabid Amulet, Deep Condi Cancer Soul Beast is here to stay, my friends. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be shut down. It's unstoppable. But yeah, I mean, red team really had it, to be honest. They really had a massive moment. If they'd managed to find that kill on the Soul Beast, then that game looks so different. But at this stage, the game is no longer winnable for them. 470 points for blue, just 200 to red. Cranel falls over as well, tries to 1v1 into Draz. It doesn't really work out quite as planned. And, well, that's the end of this. This is going to be the winners of the Tournament of Legends. It's going to be rank 55. No Boyce, no Abindo, no Sind.
Yeah, proving that they can do it without those players. Pretty impressive. And, shouts out to Maya, too. I mean, I think, we saw Oki kiting like a madman, but Maya did come in the last second there and
the Spectre
and sustain him. So, yep, definitely some really good synergy there between Maya and Oki and really good plays from the Spectre. But, yeah, overall, extremely dominant tournament for 55, which, we expect it. But, kind of a softer showing from the Frenchies than I would have expected.
Yeah.
And, some unfortunate misplays from the other teams there against 55. And 55 just, they took advantage of it hard.
They 100% did.
Yeah, well played.
Very impressive play there from all the teams. And yeah, there's simply there's no Esprit. No Esprit, no win, right? Like, that's how it is for the French, unfortunately. They need their leader, the big worm, the Omega worm. Yeah. But sadly...
They need TAC to be back.
Yeah, TAC does need to be back. And unfortunately, TAC is not back, at least for now. So I have to see if that happens.
TAC is gone.
Yeah, TAC is gone, man. If it doesn't feel good, like that's the next character. One of the Frenchies needs to make TAC is gone as a name. It'll be very accurate, I think, in that situation. But yeah, really, I have to say, an exciting finals. There was not a letdown there. Like that game, although obviously the score at the end wasn't super close. The first The first 8 minutes
was great.
The first 8 minutes was incredibly intense, where it definitely could have gone either way. And it was just that really key pivotal moment, right? It was just that survival on the Soul Beast. Surviving that, the reinforcement from the Spectre, and all of a sudden, everything was committed from Snowfall. They went all in to kill that player. They couldn't do it. They lost the stagger, and they lost the game.
Yeah, 100%. I think your analysis is spot on.
I'm not gonna lie, that's basically it. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Thanks for casting the tournament, Roy. It was fun, actually. It's been a while. It's been too long, in fact.
It was very fun. It has been too long. I know. I miss it.
Yeah.
Gotta try and cast more stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to the once a month monthly.
Once a month monthly. Yeah.
Casting.
I mean, look, there's some ArenaNet partners on NA now who do this stuff, so there's some potential there. You could do it yourself as well, of course. I think Awesomeness was casting a little bit as well. Like, he's been doing that stuff. He's been gaming.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Yeah, true. But yeah, no, thank you for having me on, and pleasure as always. Real fun. And I don't know what you're doing for the rest of your stream, but I hope it's good.